up tonight, everyone? Welcome. Fine Thursday to you all. Good to see ya. What is up, Pokey Scrub and the Donut and Isher Donut and Neatuk and Torin and Tuka Buddy and Dogamith? How is everyone today? The bear has been secured. The dog is back. Oh, that naughty dog. My goodness. Oh, I took him out for a walk. Always, so if I gotta do a stream at night, I always gotta take him out so he can have a walk and, get his exercise like a good dog owner. The thing with Bear is like, yeah, you hear me talking about you, don't you? Did that wake you up? Yeah, did you hear your name? Yeah, you naughty dog. The thing about Bear is, he's the best dog. I love Bear. He's like just this big, gentle giant. But the way his brain works, he'll get something in his head, and it's literally like he does not hear me. You can almost see it happen. We'll be going for a walk, and he'll just something will go on in his brain, and he'll just be like, you know what, I'm gonna go in that woods, and I'll yell at him, and I'll call him, and it's like it just bounces right off of his head and out into the ether. And it was one of those days. Normally though, he doesn't go very far. He goes, to the edge of the woods, and then I get him, and whatever, ran off for 15 seconds, and he listened and feels bad. This time though, he made it all the way in the woods and was gone for an hour before I finally found him. He finally just came walking back out like nothing has happened, essentially. Just, oh yeah, I'm very wet and dirty. I've been gone for an hour. And just comes up like nothing happened. Oh, that dog. Oh, but he's good. He's fine. He's wet and dirty, but he's taking a nap and looking at me because he hears his name. So we're good. And we get to stream after. I was afraid we weren't going to be able to stream, but we made it. Hey, what's up, King of Carrot Flowers? How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, starstruck after appearing in the recent video. Yeah, the intro was fun. That wasn't a plan. I was recording the intro and he came and interrupted me as I was recording it. And then I realized maybe this could actually be the intro. So yeah, it's a little bit inconvenient. So how is everyone tonight? What is the difference between MTGO and Magic Arena? Magic Arena is new and shiny, but it doesn't have all the Magic formats. Magic Online is old and some would argue a little bit clunky, but it's got all the formats on it. So that's basically the biggest difference. Arena, if you want to play standard or historic or draft the most recent set, it's really a great way to do that. But if you want to play modern, legacy, vintage cube, things like that, then you pretty much have to play a Magic Online. So Moto is actually Magic, Arena is Magic video game. That is actually kind of true. That is the design of those two clients. Before we get into we gotta talk about Eldraine. I gotta ask you about this one card in specific, because I don't know if I'm overrating this, but to me this card seems absurd. And that card is Virtue of Persistence. Chat, you gotta talk me down from this one, because is this card not just straight up broken? Okay, so Virtue of Persistence, if you haven't seen this card, it's Adventure Side, 3-mana sorcery, target creature gets -3, and it'll turn and you gain 2 life. So, good but not great removal. It's fine. If it was instant, it would be pretty good. But we've seen BioBlight see play before. It's close enough. This kills all the early game creatures. You gain a little life, so even if you take an extra hit because it's sorcery speed, it kind of makes up for it. So good but not great removal spell. Debtor's Knell isn't good enough for the upside. Really? So to me, this seems like absolutely ridiculous upside. You don't think it'll see significant play? Really? I feel like this card is just busted. I feel like it's actually just ridiculously busted. Because the thing is, so would you put Debtor's Knell in your deck? Probably not, because 7 mana is a lot. In a lot of the game, it's going to be stuck in your hand. But if you're actually playing a okay but not great removal spell, and you get a Debtor's Knell for free, to me that seems absolutely ridiculous. Just you play it because it's an okay removal spell, and then you get this bonus that the game goes long, and all of a sudden you have a Portal to Phyrexia on the battlefield that you just literally wins the game if you can't beat it. To me the card seems auto-stable, one of the most ridiculous cards. 7 mana, but gonna wait a full turn before doing something. I don't know. But I mean, yes, that's true. But remember, you're playing it because it's like a removal spell that kills most of the early game creatures relatively effectively. And this is just a bonus. Would you just play the enchantment part of this card? No. But the fact that you're playing it as a decent-ish removal spell, and then this is just literally free value. Instead of going to the graveyard, your removal spell goes to exile and it's turn 7, and next thing you know you win the game. To me that seems so strong. What do you think of the overall power level of this set, chat? Goes in Breach of Multiverse decks. Yeah, it seems good in Breach decks, Graveyard decks. I think the black decks just play it. Why would just like Mono Black or like Dimir Midrange not actually play it? You really like the white one. Really, I'm much higher on the black one than the white one. The white one to me seems like, it's okay. Like 2/2, sure, I guess that's like some okay early value. Counter on stuff, sure, I guess that's fine. But like, I don't know, kind of expensive. I mean, yeah, nothing. The thing that scares me is whenever I look at this set, and maybe I'm just biased because I know it's good in current standard, but whenever I look at this set, to me, the cards that work with Sheoldred and the black cards seem so much stronger. Like, I can't not see things except through the context of Sheoldred in standard. I see Beseech the Mirror, and I'm like, oh, that's going to tutor out Sheoldred. I see Lord Skitter, and I'm like, oh, that's going to make the rat token so you can bargain your Beseech the Mirror to get Sheoldred. I see the End, I'm like, oh, you're going to use that to kill Sheoldred. I see Back for Seconds, and it's like mana value 4 or less onto the battlefield. Oh, that's going to be in black decks to get back Sheoldred. Is this format just not like making Sheoldred stronger and stronger? Still expecting a fairy staple such as Spell Stutter Sprite. Fairies are going to need something like that. So far to me, the fairies, I like them as individual cards. Like, I think Likeness Looter is a really, really good card. My question is there enough to actually make you play a fairy deck instead of just jamming Likeness Looter or whatever the good fairies are into Dimir Midrange and playing Sheoldred and Graveyard Trespasser and like the good cards of Dimir Midrange? That's my question. I'm afraid, I tweeted this earlier and I think it's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is we're going to see Likeness Looter show up in Dimir Midrange. If you don't know Dimir Midrange, it's like the best deck in standard right now. I think, so people are going to put Likeness Looter into Dimir Midrange. Wizards is going to have a standard Pro Tour, and someone's going to put Likeness Looter into this, like, top tier best deck in the format deck. And Wizards is, because it also has Fairy Mastermind, is just going to call it Dimir Fairies. And it's going to be like Sheoldreds and Evolve Sleepers and Tenacious Underdogs. But it's going to be Dimir Fairies because there's 2 fairies and someone played the Likeness Looter in the deck. The other thing about this, and I gotta ask you if this opinion is off. So the other opinion I had about this, and I feel like this set makes Commander Masters look really bad. Like, if you look at these Enchanted Tales, they're kind of ridiculous. So we got Parallel Lives today. We got Doubling Season. We got Grave Pack, Greater Auramancy, Kindred Discovery, Lantek, Necro, Ristic Study, Smothering Tide, Sneak Attack, Aggravated Assault, Copy Enchantment, like the Fiery Emancipation. Like, these are some really good high value cards. I'm starting to wonder if this is actually, thankfully I did finally find Bear Cider. Jeez, he was gone for like an hour, but I did finally find him. Is this actually the real Commander Masters? I kind of like, why would you pay 3? So I'm sure EV wise it makes sense, but when I see this, I'm like, why would you pay $300 some for a booster box of Commander Masters when you could just pay normal prices and have a chance at Doubling Season and Bitter Blossom and Blood Moon and Grave Pack and Greater, like all these ridiculously good cards. So on one hand, I'm really glad to see Wizards putting these high value cards into a normally priced set. On the other hand, it makes me feel like, wow, I'm glad I didn't spend money on Commander Masters because I'm better off just trying to open the Doubling Season in Wilds of Eldraine at normal price. So can't brand master level power in standard argument just became nonsense based on the bonus slot. I mean, I guess, yeah, that is kind of true, isn't it? There are some very powerful cards in here. I don't know about their bannings though. Gee, what? Chat, do we already talk about this? Do we already talk about Spreading Seas? Like, does this ban list make any sense to you for Arena? Why, chat? Why is Spreading Seas pre-banned? Is that not the weirdest banning that we've ever seen? Like, I get it. I get it if you gotta ban Blood Moon. I might not agree, but I get it. I understand. You don't want to do that to people. Did we talk about this? It's not even land destruction. It's horrible. Like, it's so, and then I didn't even connect, but land tax is also banned. And that one's just as weird to me. Like, why? Why land? Like, your white deck's gonna get some planes? Like, is there any world where land tax is a card that needs to be banned in a 60 card format? It's Ketchup Ramp. It's Ketchup Ramp. It's not even good. Land tax is mega broken? Really? How would land tax be mega broken? Oh, the other one, this one I know wasn't announced. Is Intruder Alarm. This one I also really do not understand the pre-banning of. So as far as the bannings, Blood Moon, sure, I get it. That makes sense to me, even though I'm sad. I get it. That probably would cause problems. Necro, sure, of course. Like, that's a really busted card. Sneak Attack, yeah, that does some pretty degenerate things. I don't understand Spreading Seas. I don't understand land tax. And I really also do not understand Intruder Alarm. Like, yes, Intruder Alarm can be... Wait, deck thinning? Oh, no. If Wizards is banning cards because of deck thinning, we're in trouble, chat. The mighty power of deck thinning. Too good. Intruder Alarm goes infinite with some recent cards. That's true, there are combos, but we're living in One Ring, Orcish Bowmasters, Crucix world. Like, that's the world we live in. If someone wants to play a combo that involves Intruder Alarm and needing to have creatures that are not summoning sick to try to make infinite creatures, how is that meaningfully different than like Scurry Rosie combo? Except it's actually worse because you can't Coco into it. So if that's a concern, I don't understand based on the power level of the format. Like, yes, there are combos, no doubt. That's what Intruder Alarm does. I just don't understand how what Intruder Alarm does in a combo sense is more problematic than what we already have going on in Historic. What would Intruder Alarm combo be? So, like, a simple one would be you have Intruder Alarm and you have Krenko Mob Boss. So Krenko can tap to make a Goblin token for each Goblin you have. So you get Intruder Alarm, you get a non-summoning 6 Krenko. You tap the Krenko, make a token, that untaps Krenko, do it again, make 2 tokens, do it again, make infinite tokens. But still, that's Rosie Scurry Oak. And you need a non-summoning 6 Krenko. Winter Milan, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. Wait, is Phyrexian Unlife actually new to Arena? Oh, I was thinking that was already on Arena. Unlife Solemnity, that is a better lock than non-life Solemnity, I think. A harder lock than non-life Solemnity. You don't risk dying if someone farewells, so maybe we'll have to do some locking with that. Anyway, we can talk more about that as we go along. I wasn't sure what to stream tonight, and then Bear ran away, so I didn't have time to really think about it. So I decided, you know what? Maybe we just do a cube draft. Like, Vintage Cube is up. Vintage Cube is fun. We can draft some Vintage Cube. We can talk about Wilds of Eldraine. Talk about how naughty of a dog Bear is. Talk about whatever is going on in everyone's lives. I don't even think Wizards knows what their plan is. That's my Intruder Alarm and Zeri Strobe Knight. All right, okay. I have to Google this card. Let me see. Intruder Alarm, Zeri Strobe Knight. Flying Vigilance, create a 2/2 white and blue knight creature token with Vigilance. Activate this if you cast 2 spells this turn. Yeah, I mean, that's essentially Krenko combo, right? Sort of same ideas. A creature that taps to make a creature. I guess it's 1 mana cheaper, but you have to cast 2 spells. You still need a non-summoning sick Zeri Strobe Knight. I don't know. The thing about Intruder Alarm is I feel like if it was that broken, the combos would be good in Modern or in some other 60 card format, and they just aren't. They're like very against the odds and like janky things that you can try to do, but not competitive. So that makes me think that based on Historic being super powerful, they would probably be like janky tier 3 against the odds things rather than actual competitive things. But I just don't understand Wizards thinking, like what their plan is. Is Surge Injure the best colorless commander printed? Oh, actually, no. So I don't actually think Surge Injure is that good as a commander. I think that Surge Injure is one of the strongest colorless creatures they've printed in a long time. Hey, what's up, Jesse? How are you? Good to see you, Snowdrain. Do you think the Anvil have a chance in Standard with all the bargain cards? I think bargain is the strongest mechanic in Wild, so I think there's a decent chance. I think that Surge Injure, I don't know about it as a commander. The thing that Surge Injure wants, which is a bunch of treasures or similar sackable artifacts, seems difficult to do in a colorless deck. Color identity makes it very tricky, because the easiest ways to make treasures are like Dockside, Bootlegger Stash, Big Scores, like they're just not colorless cards. So I don't know how you actually really make this super strong as your commander. I guess maybe Modular's the way to go, but as just a card, when you can play all those support cards, I think it's very good. I think this can actually see Modern play. I think Surge Injure is a Modern playable card. Did you hear that Kellen is Oko's son? Someone said that. Someone said that. I didn't actually look into it, but so that means Kellen's got to be like super broken, right? Or at least half super broken. Ginger would be Voltron, probably built as a commander. How do you do it in colorless though? Like, what are you sacking to add counters to it? So if we already dislike the idea of 3 years of standard, how do we show our wish for change? Is it suffering from popularity, so not playing it seems not useful? Icy Doc, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, I mean, I don't think we, like, so if you don't like the change to 3-year standard, what I would say is give it a fair shot. Because that's where I'm at. Like, my first gut reaction is I don't like the change, and I think it's literally the opposite of what I would do. However, I want to give it a fair shot because I could be wrong. One thing I've learned is just because I believe something doesn't mean it's right. That's how it works being a person and believing things. So I could be the one that's wrong in this case. So my take is we're getting Wilds of Eldraine. I'm going to give Standard a super fair shot, and I hope Standard is amazing, and I hope I am the wrongest I've ever been. And if it ends up not being that way, I hope that Wizards is wise enough to realize that and change course. So that's my plan. I'm not gonna like not play Standard based on my thinking that I think this is the wrong choice. I'm gonna play a lot of Standard and hope that it's fun. If it ends up not being fun, we'll go from there, and hopefully Wizards will get that message. Bearcat slip out the back. Oh, that dog he drives. I love him, but boy, does he drive me crazy sometimes. Anyway, reminders. Replay YouTube. That's where you find all the old streams and go to this one in the future. Normal YouTube. Daily spoiler videos going up all the time. Tons of other cool stuff on the YouTube. A reminder that our sponsor tonight is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can come over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. If you get a free goldfish sticker, just let them know you want one in your order notes and they'll hook you up. Otherwise, merch page, tokens, t-shirts, payments, good ways to support the stream and the channel, and site donations. Always appreciate, never required. $2 or more get your message right on stream. Bear in the intro, please feature more pets helping introduce your decks. Most people seem to like the intro. There's a few people that didn't. A few people thought it was very cringy. Most people seem to like it, so I guess that bodes well for the possibility of more pet intros. Bought a single collector booster, Commander Masters with store credit, opened up a foil demonic tutor, a borderless deflecting slot, a profile Ulamog, never opening another pack again. I've already peeked. Yeah, that's about as good as a pet can get. There's some token colorless generators, plenty of colorless sack outlets, tempting contract, prized idol, nimble right schematic, servo schematic, underworld cookbook, witches of an attack. Okay, I can get behind that. That sounds pretty sweet. I know. Who calls dogs cringe? All right, let's jump into a draft. Do we talk about all this as we go along? So, chat, are you buying a box of Wilds of Eldraine? I think I'm gonna actually spend some money on Wilds of Eldraine. I do enjoy cracking boosters. And just seeing how good those Enchanted Tales are actually has me hyped about cracking a box of this set. Whew, all right. Pack one, pick one. Pack one, pick one. How do I make these? I do this every time we do a draft. I'm like, how do I make these cards bigger? I know there's a way. Ha! Thank you, Moto. Wow, Call the Ring in Vintage Cube. Really? All right, what do we get? Pack one, pick one, Vintage Cube. So, obvious choice, Mox Pearl. Hard to pass up a piece of power. Is there anything else exciting? Counterspell's good, not worth passing a Mox for. Brazen Borrower. Adventure's pretty busted, but also not Mox busted. If we want to just win this draft, I honestly think, what do you think? Okay, let's say we do not care about having fun at all. We don't want to have fun at all. We just want to try to 3-0 this draft. What would you pick? I think I would pick Chain Lightning. Being the mono red deck is a great way to punish all the people who, whoa, we do not want to counterspell. It's a great way to punish all the people who are trying to have fun. So I honestly think just like going Chain Lightning mono red is how you punish people. But we're gonna take the Mox and go from there. What do we get in pack number? Ooh, Preordain A. Newly unbanned in modern Preordain. Okay, that's not what we're picking though. So we have a white Mox, no power. This pick's actually a lot. Jessica's Will. Really? Is this a card you should have in Vintage Cube? I do like artifact stacks. If we take Workshop, we can go for like a stack. We might get Mindslaver on the wheel too. I mean, then we look for like Tolarian Academies. We can look for just stacks pieces. Maybe we can get actual smokestack. I do like stacks decks. I mean, what else is good in this pack? Archon's a good reanimator target. Goblin Welder would be something that would be good in the workshop deck, potentially. Brainstorm is always fine, especially if you can shuffle. Expressive Iteration, kind of busted. Vindicate for the LD. All right, let's take the workshop. Let's go full on artifacts. All right, so if we go full on artifacts, how do we want to do this? So our plan's going to be dump our hand to fast mana. That almost makes Time Twister appealing here. If we can dump our hand to fast mana and then Time Twister to refuel, that seems good, right? That seems like a reasonable plan. There's a Burst Lightning for the mono red deck. This is the worst power, but it might still be fine. Hopefully we get the Welder on the wheel. We could just take Talisman. Like, if we're going to do the artifact thing, we're going to want as many pieces of artifact mana as possible. No Chance Chain Lightning is better. Mox Pearl is great in mono red. Honestly, mono white is more punishing air deck anyway. Twister and Shelly, I know, the full combo. Esper Sentinel is technically an artifact. There's really not a lot I'm considering here, honestly. It's probably just Twister. Yeah, I guess that also opens up like Narset Wheel shenanigans. Yeah, let's take Twister and go. And oh, one of my favorite cards. One of my favorite cards. Oh, do you know what card I'm talking about, chat? This pack has one of my favorite builds around in Cube, and I'm almost tempted to take it, although it probably means we end up Simic and we don't play Workshop. Yeah, I love opposition decks. I do love opposition decks. Yogg is sweet too. So opposition, you can tap a creature to tap an artifact, creature, or land. So if you can just like play things that make tokens, you just tap all your opponent's lands every turn and essentially just hardlock your opponent out of the game. Expiration plays well with Twister. Foundry Inspector. I actually think, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take opposition. And we're gonna stay open. I don't know what direction we're going here. It's gonna depend on what we get from these packs. So we basically have two possibilities. One is try to make a bunch of creatures in opposition. Another is focus on workshop artifacts. So we have two trajectories to go. Wouldn't you rather have Foundry Inspector? I feel like Foundry Inspector is kind of replaceable. Like wheelable. Die on the phone. Welcome to this pack is bad. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup to you for you. Thank you. Chart a course. It might actually be this pack is like horrible for us. I'm looking at like Horizon Canopy, land that draws a card. Yeah, Brawl, I guess, is like okay-ish with opposition. We'll take Chart a Course. I think Chart a Course is fine. I mean, Chart a Course is the kind of card that we could play in either deck. So far, So Wall of Omens is like a reasonable opposition creature. Just like play it, draw a card, have a body on the battlefield, tap it to opposition. Seed Shark could actually maybe we could be like a spelly opposition deck. The only problem is we have to pay to turn the incubates into creatures to use them with opposition, but it does. Yeah, it plays Mox Pearl, make a 0/0, incubate, got him. All right, well, we'll take the Seed Shark. I guess we're a blue deck of some kind. Wait, what does this do? Rather than pay the mana cost for a I don't know if we want to be Dream Sawing. Dream Sawing seems a little scary. So Hornet Queen is one of the best opposition creatures. PM Karen is also a very good opposition creature. Hullbreaker is just big. Like, it's not bad. Dream Halls, probably want to be like Storming to really play Dream Halls. Yeah, Dream Halls Ultimatum could actually be... You could probably build a sweet Dream Halls deck. I think it'll mostly be very janky and risky. This is tough. This is a tough one. Pia or Hornet Queen? You know what? Let's take the Hornet Queen. Oh, okay, rewarded. Okay, feeling better about where we're at. So there's a tropical island. However, Deranged Hermit is like opposition 101. 5 bodies on the battlefield. That is a lot of lands that are tapped every single turn. So I think we made the right choice going into green. There's also, the dual land would be really good. So now, okay, so I think we're heading towards the opposition deck. Wait, is Pest Infestation actually good? How do you pass up Deranged Hermit with opposition, though? I know taking lands is wise, but how do you pass it up with opposition? Are we taking Temple Garden? We might be taking Temple Garden. That's technically a land. And we have a Mox in those colors. Devoted Druid's fine. Like, Devoted Druid works... Ooh, Nisa. Maybe a Nisa. Ephemerate does a... Ooh, Ephemerate, Deranged Hermit. Our opponent will never cast a spell. We could try to go full on Bant. Nisa? Alright, Nisa. Alright, well, we'll take the Nisa. Knight of the Reliquary. I mean, we could be Bant. We'll take it. I don't know if we'll play it. Regrowth. I mean, we're not off to a bad opposition. So where we're at now... Yeah, I guess Nissa turns our lands into creatures that we can use to tap our opponent's stuff. So what are we looking for from here? So Mishra's Workshop, less likely to make our deck now. What are we looking for from here? Hey, what's up, Gornius? How are you? Yeah, we'll take a Thrun in case we run into control. Probably doesn't make the main deck, but could be good in a certain matchup. Mana Dorks, number one. Mana Dorks, Mana Dorks, Mana Dorks. Creatures that add mana, accelerate us into our stuff. That's the big one. This, oh my God, Soul Herder. Maybe we are bad. Maybe we can do all the cool creature things. A Force of Will or something would be good. Mana Fixing would also be helpful. Upheaval. This could be an Upheaval deck if we find the Mana Dorks. Yeah, we already have 2 white sources, so we can definitely play like Soul Herder and the Reliquary. We're gonna want some, yeah, Soul Herder Deranged Hermit. Soul Herder Hornet Queen. Oh, that is a Force of Will. The red deck, I'm telling you, the Sulfuric Vortex to go with our Chain Lightning. We could be burning people so much. It might just be Force. Force is good at stopping broken things. Hey, Seth, I'm very glad you found him. Loves goes out to both of you. Hey, thank you. Yeah, he's good. He's good. Caracas is pretty good. A little bit matchup dependent. I think I would rather have Force than Caracas. I love Recurring Nightmare, but we're very far away from doing Recurring Nightmare things in this deck. Like, we're just not in the right colors. Bowmaster's really good. I think Force of Vigor is also good, but not Force of Will good. I think Opposition's a cool deck. Let's take the Force. Being able to stop a broken thing is very powerful in Vintage Cube. Seth am becoming Death. Opposition Heimer. Ooh, this pack's interesting. So, Lingering Souls makes a lot of bodies. It is good with opposition. We have like 0 mana fixing. Besagiu is actually pretty good. I kind of think Suspicious Stowaway is probably very good in this deck. Like, just looting to find your pieces. It's a creature. Hey, what's up, Tessinger? TBC, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you. Triplicate Titan makes tokens. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Yeah, that's right. We do have the Soul Herder, which is worth keeping in mind. Thraka, Soul Herder. Metamorph, I think, is very powerful too. Like, copying our or our opponent's best artifact or creature is actually very, very, very good. I could see taking Metamorph. I kind of want Stowaway. Will Stowaway table? You think Stowaway might come back? We should get something back out of this pack. You know what? Let's take Metamorph. I like Metamorph a lot. We do need some mana fixing at some point. We haven't really... Crystalline Giant. Why is Crystalline Giant in this cube? Why? I'm going to run off, start taking care of laundry. Later, y'all, don't get wrecked by a mono red deck. Hey, see you make a Magikarp. Hopefully it comes back. It would be sweet. What about Rona? Rona's kind of spicy. Rona, do some looting. We can potentially tap multiple things. Titan's good. We don't really have much ramp though. Like, so far we have 8 Devoted Druids, so that's just a lot of mana. Hexdrinker can just win games by itself. You can just play it and level it up. I feel like our deck's looking a little fair at the moment. It does come down turn 1 off a workshop, doesn't it? I really want Mana Dorks more than Talisman. You know, I kind of want to take Rona. Yeah, let's take Rona. Ooh, Oh, Displacer can do. We could do all the blink stuff. Is blink like an archetype in this cube? Grim Monolith is also just kind of busted. It doesn't really do anything specific for our deck, but it is kind of busted. Daze is actually pretty good. Displacer can... I don't know how many spells we're going to have. Like, ideally, we're not going to have that many non-creature spells. Hierarch is a mana dork. It does not make mana of any of our colors, really, but it is a mana dork. What are we blinking right now? So we got Deranged Hermit. We can reset Metamorph. Boy, we definitely need fixing. Should we be taking, like, Coalition Relic just for fixing? Yeah, I think we got to take the Hierarch, honestly. Well, I mean, this is technically fixing. Not the best fixing, but it does count. Azeka's Chariot's actually a lot of bodies. This is probably pretty good in an opposition deck. But, and maybe this lets us play our... Maybe this lets us play our Mishra's Workshop too. Turn 2 Chariot. Sun Titan. I don't know if I want to go for double white. We have not drafted much mana fixing. The responsible pick might actually be Waterlogged Grove, but let's take the Chariot. At some point we do... Ooh, okay, Jetmir's Gardens. Green, white, red. Ooh, green Sun Zenith. So that gets Ignoble Hierarch, Devoted Druid, Reliquary, Hermit. Devoted... Green Sun Zenith is actually probably pretty good here. Oh, there's always a good card that keeps us from taking the land. Kawaza Wax, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big skip cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Green Sun Zenith. Green Sun Zenith. Green Sun Zenith. The lands will come, chat. The lands will come. Oh, there we go. Sakura Tribe Elder. That works, right? I mean, if we just get enough mana dorks, then we'll just play all basics and still find them. You've been making good content for several years. Thanks for being entertaining. Oh, thank you so much for the cheer, Bamba. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's take Steve. Steve's, I think, pretty good in this deck because if we need the mana, we can sack it, get a land, ramp in opposition, fix our mana. If we already have enough mana, hey, we tap your stuff with opposition. Ooh. I mean, we got to take Mystic. That's exactly what we want. There is a green fetch land. Oh, Chad, are we too greedy? Are we too greedy? I feel like Mystic is the obvious choice here because it's like exactly what we're asking for, but what about the lands? What about the lands? Yeah, I think you're right. We gotta take the elf. Ooh, the Force of Vigor came back. I don't know if we main deck Force of Vigor, but Force of Vigor is a card I'm very glad to have somewhere. Wow. Okay, we're in open colors. That's Beseishu tabling. Maybe some of these lands table. It's like people are not playing green. I mean, we're pretty close to 2 colors. Thragtusk or Beseishu? I love Thragtusk. Do we even need Thragtusk? Oh, I feel so bad. We got to start taking lands. We got to take lands. Wow, the Titan came back. All right, we'll take the Titan that people argued for earlier. Came back. Wow, and the Displacer. What is going on in this draft? And the Sun. What? Apparently, just no one's drafting our colors. All the blue and green creature cards are coming back around. Well, okay, we already have a playable deck. We could not draft this third pack, and we would have enough cards to make a playable deck. Which means a couple of things. One is, yeah, Displacer is very strong. The only problem is we don't have many non-creature spells. So what are we looking to cut? So we would like more mana fixing. Our mana dorks are not getting cut. Our opposition's not getting cut. That's our whole game plan. Regrowth's probably on the chopping block. Charted Course is pretty fillery. Knight of the Reliquary is fillery. Chromos Seed Shark Time Twister. So we have a decent amount of stuff that we could cut. Dandy Floss, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The question is how many of those spells get cut? I feel like a lot of like Force Will's making it. That one's for sure. Like I feel like this pile. I feel like these are the auto includes. These are the auto includes. These are the Wow, that is a channel. Well, we've seen an Ulamog. We've seen a Blightsteel. We haven't seen an Emrakul. Channel is just one of the most busted cards in the history of Magic. We don't have really anything specific to do with it. Savannah's good fixing, although it is possible we don't even play white. I think if we go fixing, I would take Caryatid, honestly. The question is, so the most broken card is Channel. That is the most broken card. Leovold would be very good. I don't want to splash a third color, though. Twister might be getting cut. I don't know. Our mana's already sketch. I think it's really 1, 2, 3. The question is, do we want the upside of Channel because it can just accidentally win us the game? Or do we want the consistency of Caryatid? It's probably Caryatid. I feel so bad about passing Channel because it's just busted. Watch us. Oh, I was going to say, watch us see an Emrakul in the next pack. Instead, we get Avenger Zendikar, which is pretty much good game if we get opposition. How do we find our opposition? That's the other question. I mean, this deck is shaping up. Kinnan would actually probably be pretty good in this deck, too. We're kind of stacking up Mana Dorks. We're getting there. I mean, Avenger's ridiculous. Treachery's also ridiculous. Yeah. I think Avenger, Treachery, Kinnan are the three whammies. Which of those is best? So we already have a Hornet Queen, which is kind of Avenger. Avenger is probably most likely to table. Treachery will not table. So Treachery or Kinnan, chat. Treachery or Kinnan. That's tough. That's very tough. Oh. Treachery wheel Kinnan. Kinnan could wheel, right? It is kind of a narrow... You know what? I buy that argument. I buy that argument. Take the Treasury. Because Kinnan, you have to be 2 colors. And you have to have Mana Dorks. And we've been seeing a lot of green cards go late. I feel like Kinnan might not be a high pick for people. This is probably pretty easy Wall of Roots. Or I guess we could take Crater Hoof as a finisher. If we actually need to kill people, Hoof is just... We do even have the Green Sun Zenith to find it. Actually, that might actually be the right pick. Over the Wall of Roots. Wall of Roots is very good. Jason's up. Bear, chill. Bear, it's okay, bud. What's the matter? What's the matter, bud? Wow. Yeah, it's okay, buddy. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, go check it out, I guess. Jeez, Bear. I think Bear's saying hoof. So I guess we gotta go with the hoof, right? Oh, and then that's upheaval too. Oh golly. Hoof number 2 in Nissa. Upheaval. Garrick. I mean, it's gonna be hard for me to pass up upheaval here. I'm just saying. Bear's pretty big. He's only like 170 pounds or something. But he is pretty big. Upheaval? Is it upheaval? I took the hoof, Bear. I took the hoof. You're good, bud. I listened. Knight of Autumn? I honestly don't know if we're playing white. Oh, I feel like someone asked, not an upheaval deck? I feel like this is a pretty good upheaval deck. We got a lot of Mana Dorks. I'm going to take upheaval. I like upheaval. Ooh, that's actually a land. That's actually a land in our colors. Thirst for Discovery would actually be fine. The only question I'm having now is like, yeah, I think there's a decent chance that we mostly cut white. Like, I don't think we're playing Sun Titan. I don't think we're playing Knight of the Reliquary. There's a chance we just play the Soul Herder. So the question we have now is, are we going to find... So what are our important pieces? Upheaval, Opposition Agent. Is it worth taking something like Thirst for Discovery? Enlightened Tutor does... So Enlightened Tutor can get Treachery, Metamorph, Chariot. You know what? I think you actually sold me. I think you sold me on getting that to... on getting that to get the, yeah, to get our, that was the question. The question is, how do we find our important pieces, which are opposition and now upheaval? How do we find them? That's a good way to find them. Yeah, Fry's Titan's still doing it in 2023. Land is still worth it. Every time we do a cube draft on stream, we are so greedy with lands. Rex Age probably good. Trinket Mage for Pearl. Is that enough, though? If we had 2 or more artifacts, I'd be more excited. Rex Age is just fine. Probably main deckable. I wouldn't mind taking more lands. I think I'd rather have Rex Age than Trinket Mage, honestly. Oh, that's a Delirian Academy. Oh, what would our lives look like, chat, if we just stuck to the artifact plan and got a, like, 9th whatever pick this is? Delirian Academy. What does this do? Sail into the West. 4 mana, Willow Council. Starting with you, each player will vote return or embark. If return gets more votes, each player returns up to 2 cards from their graveyard to their hand. And then exile it. If embark gets more votes, each player discards their hand and draws. All right. Arbor Elf. Arbor Elf it is. Arbor Elf. Oh? Primeval Titan. I don't even know if Primeval Titan, maybe Finalia Devastation's just better. Wow, Mystical, so we need Mystical Tutor to get our upheaval and Enlightened Tutor to get our, I mean, Primetime's still fine, right? You think Finalia is the way to go? We do have a lot of mana. I guess double Green Sun Zenith is probably good. We Mystical Tutor to get our Enlightened Tutor to get our, oh, well, now we can, wow. Do people not know the channel's busted? I mean, I guess we can't say anything because we passed it too because we also can't really use it. But boy, this is one of those cards that if you see it first pick, you just like, you slam it and you just build the most busted deck. But it's much harder to take advantage of in pack 3. But I think we just take Savannah, honestly. Yeah, we don't really have, wow, the Kinning came back as we hoped. Oh, and the Wall of Fruits too. Oh, that's better than Rafine's Tower, right? It's got, this deck actually, I think this deck might actually be a pretty good, wow. Okay, Nisa. I'm starting to feel like this deck's actually kind of good. Frost Titan. Bear, you're so loud, bud. Bearby. Bear. Oath of Druids. This is not an Oath of Druids deck. I don't know why Bear's so loud. Bear's having a weird day. Runs away, barking. Yeah, I don't think we're playing Sail into the West. I don't even know why this is in the cube, honestly. Are we cutting white? All right, hang on. I gotta see why Bear's being so loud. Be right back. Bear! We took the crater hoof. We took it, bud. It's okay. What are you barking at? Bud? What's going on? What are you barking at? It's just Hannah, bud. You're good. Oh, Bear. All right, Jet. Did you figure it out? Are we cutting white? I know, Bear. What a what a dog. What a dog. He gets a taste of fame in the video intro and just we never live it down. Cutting white, I mean, Enlightened Tutor might be worth it. Like we have 3 white sources that we can easily play. The only white cards we're even considering is 1 Soul Herder and 1 Enlightened Tutor. So we can let's move the lands to the side for now. So what are we definitely playing? So here's the heart of the deck. Upheaval, opposition, things that make mana. We have a lot of mana dorks. So I think this pile's in the deck. Then we want Green Sun Zenith Finale. Those are in the deck. Hoof, Hornet Queen, probably Nissa, Treachery, Force of Will. That's already 18. So I think Displacerkin's got to go, right? Hey, what's up, Dandy Flaws? How are you? So I think... Do you say I'm a Barbie girl and a Barbie... So I think, okay, so Chromo seems bad. Time Twister seems bad. Displacerkin, I love the card. It's super cool. I don't know if this is the deck for it, though. We can cut Displacerkin. We could cut Rona, honestly. We don't have that many legends. We can probably cut Regrowth. Like, cut Regrowth. We started with the workshop, somehow ended up upheavaling. Hey, that's kind of how it works, right? There are not enough pictures of Bear and your cat on Twitter. Well, I might be able to... Bear, come here. Come here. People got to see you. Come here. People got to see you. You made our stream late today, bud. Here. Ooh. Put your head up. There you go. Where are you? Where are you? Ooh. Where are you, buddy? Where are you? Hey, buddy. Did you run away in the woods? Yes, you did, you naughty dog. You naughty dog. All right. All right. Cut up. No. No. We're not cutting up evil. I mean, I do like looting. Rexage seems fine. Chariot's good. Oh, Metamorphs in. Ugh. That's already almost a full deck. What about Enlightened Tutor, chat? Is Force of Will good with only 4 other blue cards? 1, 2, 3. It's not as good. Does Soul Herder do anything for us? So Soul Herder is good with Hornet Queen, good with Deranged Hermit, sort of Azeka's Chariot, sort of Rexage. Yeah, I guess it can go. Should play Time Twister. I mean, there could be an argument for it. So these are the cards on the chopping block. There could be an argument for playing Twister, with the idea being we just like dump our hand of Mana Dorks and then Twister to refill. I kind of want the tutor to get opposition aid, or to get a opposition. Is there anything else we can cut? Do we really want both Finale? Probably, I guess. Rona's too cute. I mean, if we're cutting Rona, are we also cutting Force? Do we have to cut Force? How do we feel about Force with almost no blue cards? So I really want the Enlightened Tutor to find the opposition. It does get back Steve. I bet Nissa's actually probably very good in this deck. Like, artifacts and enchantments are really powerful in Vintage Cube. You got the Power 9, you got Soul Rings, you got Grim Monolith. We could run the Charticors. So I kind of want the Nissa. We could bring in Charticors to have another blue card. Yeah, Nissa's got to go. What about Titan of Industry? So Force of Vigor I like, but in the sideboard. I don't think these cards work. Regrowth is okay, but I don't think it's necessary. Go up the... Are we bringing the Time Twister? Is Time Twister worth it? It also refills our... You know what actually would be the most hilarious? The most hilarious is actually probably Upheaval Time Twister. I don't think I've ever done that before, but that would be so sweet. Upheaval, pick him up, Time Twister him away. Would you like to shuffle your battlefield into your deck about it? How's the cat? The cat's good. The cat's good. Bear, he's good, but also a very bad boy tonight. Soul Herder is a blue card. The question is, does Soul Herder actually do enough in our deck? And I'm starting to think it doesn't. Like, we don't have many good blink targets. Do we Twister? I like Titan more than Tutor. Like Frost Titan? Really? That's interesting. I wouldn't have thought of that. Or Titan of Industry. Okay, Titan of Industry. Soul Herder does nothing. I mean, if we bring in the Titan of Industry, it gets better. Is there anything else we can cut? And how many lands are we playing? So that's... I mean, we'll play this stuff. We don't need to play any planes. We do need to play a lot of islands. 3 islands? That's probably not enough. 5 islands. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 islands? Do any of our mana dorks make blue? Sylvan Caryatid is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 green. 5 blue. I kind of want to sneak in one more blue source. Frostbite is like opposition. Oh, we have this Beseju too. I forgot about that. Yeah, we can definitely sneak in one more island, I think. Hopefully this doesn't come back to bite us. We really only need 1 green source, and then we can play all of our mana dorks. Oh, Steve also finds blue. Yeah, this should be fine, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that'll work. That's 17 lands. 17's probably correct. 16? Is 16 too greedy? What do you think? Run it, chat? Any changes? Do we just run it? How many wins do we get? How are you gonna carry that and Latent Tutor off 3 white sources? Hey, we got Sylvan Caryatid. We got Sylvan Caryatid. That's 4. Yeah, I guess 16. Wait, why do we have 17? I keep cutting lands, but it's still. Oh, okay. The Mox is 17. All right. Yeah, that's fine. That's basically 17 lands. All right, let's run it. Let's run it. Let's run it and see how it goes. No changes. Let's see the power of opposition. Oh, I really want to lock someone. Have we gotten any new spoilers since we've started streaming? Oh, so I missed the answer to your question earlier. Ooh, Omniscience. Boy, those Enchanting Tales are so good. So good. Like, really. I mean, and Wizards deserves, I think, credit for that. As much as there was legit complaints about the price of Commander Masters, they honestly put a lot of high value cards into this Enchanting Tales sheet. Like, they really did. Like, more than I would have expected. More than I think than any other past sheet. Like, if you look at Brothers War, like, retro artifacts. If you look at Brothers War retro artifacts, if you look at... I gotta look this up now. If you look at Strixhaven Mystical Archives, I'm curious. I feel like these new ones are just better. What's the value here? Like, Altered Dementia is worth a little bit. Helm of the Host. I guess Mox Amber was a big one, right? That was the one, like, okay, that's the one really expensive top end one. I guess maybe I should just be... Maybe I should just be looking up on the site. That's probably easier. So you had Mox Amber, nothing above $10 currently. Although some of them were worth more before they went down. And then what about Strixhaven Mystical Archives? I feel like the Strixhaven Mystical Archives are similar, and they just did like way better this time around. Demonic Tutor, high end. Teferi's Protection, high end. Natural Order, I guess, was pretty high end. These are just so much better. Yeah, I mean, I guess shout out to WotC for actually putting value into a normal set. Would we like to play first? We would. Stream mode. There we go. Yeah, this is fine. I mean, Green Sun Zenith for something. 2 ramp spells, Green Sun Zenith, pretty good mana. This is reasonable. Reasonable, I'd say. While waiting for Eldraine, here's a brew which I'd love to upgrade. Ooh, let me take a look. Forest and Elvish Mystic. Go. Sararak, eh? Sararak is a cool card. Mox Amber, Relic of Legends. This is a neat take on a Sararak. I don't think I've ever seen Orzhov a Sararak combo. Blue. Well, play the land. Play the Steve. Get in with the Mystic. Hit ya. Pass the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's our opposition? Where's our opposition? Yeah, this would have been a good, Chitare. This would be a good Time Twister hand, wouldn't it? Opponent gonna start making decay zombies. Oh, another forest. That's awkward. Well, Temple Garden tap. Pass the turn. Okay, maybe we do want Time Twister. We do have a lot of rats in Eldraine. Opponent getting in. Decayed. Sure. Are we sacking Steve? 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Let's block and sack. So we can green sun for 5 if we want to. So what are we green sunning for while we're looking for our deck? So 5 we get Deranged Hermit. 7 is Hornet Queen. 8 is Crater Hoof. I guess there's also a world where we get Kinnan and just try to spin into our big things. How close are we to that? Not very. Alright, grab a forest. We might just take the... It shuffles back in anyway, and we got the finale, so we might just grab some squirrels here. Prismatic Vesta. Opponent passing. Oh, well, okay. New plan. New plan is we draw the Deranged Hermit, and we play the Deranged Hermit, and we make a bunch of squirrels. Oh boy, could you imagine if we had opposition? If we had opposition, our opponent would just straight up be done. Would just straight up be done. Opponent cracks Prismatic Vesta. What's the splash color? Plains, sure. Untap. Wait, we might be on the hoof plan. We might be on the hoof plan. Oh, opposition's GG unless our opponent can kill it right away. They're hard locked. They don't get to play Magic. That is the power of the opposition. What about opposition? Could they, let's say they put opposition on the, oh, opponent's sweeping. Let's say they put opposition in the Enchanted Tales sheet. Really? What are you playing? Orzhov Control over there? Alright, well, sure, sweep our board. Opponent plays a land. Damnation. Finale of Devastation. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, play the land. Green Sun for 5. Yeah, Kinnan it is. Not exciting, but that's where we're at. Yeah, I think that's the only realistic option. So our opponent's actually like a control deck, apparently. I assume they killed the Kinnan. Yeah, kind of regretting not playing Time Twister. I think we actually sideboarded in Time Twister against this deck. We just dumped our hand so much faster than our opponent that being able to refuel would actually be super helpful. I blame you, King of Carrot Flowers. That damnation's all on you. Wait, Dark Depths. And Oust, okay. Annoying. We draw even more lands. Well, let's finale for Deranged Hermit again. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have Vampire Hexmage to do the Dark Depths thing. That would be bad news. All right, Deranged Hermit is back. Opponent removes a counter. Please don't Hexmage us. Just die, opponent. It's fine. It's fine. Urborg. And Walking Ballista X3. Sure. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pay the Echo. Play the Kinnan. Oh, we're so empty-handed here. Opponent's gonna ping down our Eldraine Tournament. We will pass the turn. Where's our finishers? Yeah, there was some CC meowing in the background. About it. So now I assume they put a counter on Ballista, kill the Kinnan. Opposition would have been, like, that's the problem. We just have not found our opposition. Opposition would have easily won us this game, like, going away many, many turns ago. Upheaval would have actually been good, too. Upheaval's, like, looking less good now, because we don't have any mana dorks. I mean, I assume they gotta kill the Kinnan, right? There's no way they don't kill the Kinnan. Liliana ticks up. Sure. Discards a Bobble. Okay. Wow! Wow, the high rolling! The high rolling. Okay. Okay, opponent. The high rolling's on. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess that's game. Opponent with the high rolls. About it. I think we got too many finishers, ran too much. I mean, we haven't even drawn Force of Will. Alright, opponent makes a Merit Lage. Yeah, I think our opponent's outdrawn us a bit. We could have... so we gotta draw Opposition. Opposition, Upheaval. Those are the two cards that win us the game. Or at least give us a chance of winning the game. Opponent going to tick up and discard a card. This is it, Magic Gods. This is it. Okay, now I guess you can make fun of the Force of Will. Although the Force of Will would have won us the game. Oh, that was frustrating. That was a very frustrating game. I feel like our opponent top decked their combo piece, and we top decked 0 of our combo pieces. And they had Damnation for some reason, which doesn't make I mean, I guess it makes sense with Merit Lage, but that was brutal. Hey, what's up, Trouble in Paradise? How are you? Yeah, silly out. So opponent's trying to play a control deck. Well, let's... Oh, boy. We're going to bring in this Time Twister, and it's going to be absolutely horrible this game. I promise you. That's just how it works. All right. We got a Sylvan Caryatid. I mean, I guess maybe we just fire off an early Time Twister this game. We'll see. Treachery pretty good against Merit Lage. That would be the dream. I feel like our opponent could be a Mind Twist deck, which is awkward. Opponent, Swamp, and Mana Vault. Oh, goody. Oh, goody. Well, play a land, play a Sylvan Caryatid. Pass the turn. I guess we can Beseiju this, but they still get a land out of it. So opponent gets a burst of 3 mana 1, so let's see what they do with it. Mana Vault is pretty busted. About it. They could also have Orcish Bowmaster if we try to Time Twister. There's ways it can go wrong. Phyrexian Revoker. Wow, actually gets to name that. Okay. Name's Caryatid. That is fair. That is fair. Opponent has 5 cards in hand. Seems like a bad Time Twister. Yeah, the opposition's not even that good, though. We can't make blue mana with Caryatid. I mean, we don't even have the blue mana to play it is the issue, because they have shut down our Caryatid. Besides, you can kill it. Oh, I'm very frightened about this mana vault. All right, let's do this. Let's Temple Garden and just pass. I think this makes the most sense. So we'll pass. We'll leave up Besaju and Lighten Tutor. We'll see how scary our opponent is with this mana vault. Yeah, we might have to. Blowing up Revoker and giving our opponent a land doesn't feel good, but that might be where we're at. We might not have a choice. Because we probably are going to need this blue mana. We'll see. We might be behind something even. Okay, sure. That's what you're doing? Okay. Main phase, tap my mana vault main phase to put a counter on my Phyrexian Revoker and attack? Okay, we can deal with that. We can deal with that. We're okay with that. Oh, I finally, yes, I did. He was gone for like over an hour. What a naughty dog. Jadar for our opponent. Opponent goes attacking. Well, okay, 1, 2. Besaju. Get rid of the Revoker. Enlighten Tutor. For opposition. Untap. Oh, this is actually... Oh, it doesn't work. Okay. So we can play the opposition, but we have 0 creatures. That is also awkward. But we're going to play the opposition. Pass the turn. Oh, see, this is where opposition doesn't look too good because we don't have any creatures on the... Wow, they're going to untap. Okay. Well, this is about as good as that could go. I mean, next turn we can... Oh, this is actually hilarious. Because opposition can tap the mana vault. So we can Treachery the Jadar to start making... To make decay zombies to tap stuff. Okay. Opponent passes. Decays. We draw an island, so... Play the land. Treachery... Jadar. Untap. Are we doing it? Are we risking refilling our opponent's hand? Time Twister. Wall of Roots. Pass the turn. Make the decay zombie. Tap the mana vault. Stop on our opponent's upkeep. Tap the scrubland. Oh, this is close. This is going... We found the upheaval, too. Which we might be able to cast. Karakas can bounce Jadar. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we still get the decay zombies, so taking Jadar and having them spend mana to bounce it and replay it is really not any different with opposition than taking the samurai and then tap a swamp. All right. The question is, are we upheavaling? Hey, Cease. Come here, Cease. Cease, come here. Come here, Cease. Come here. Here. Ooh, here you go. Say hi to the people. Here, say hi to everyone. Yeah. Can you meow in the mic? There you go. Say hi. Some people love you too. People love Bear and some people love Cease. Yeah. Okay, you can get down. There you go. Good kitty. There you go. Oh, we got an appearance from all the animals today. We got to see a bear. We got to see a Cease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Neoduck! A sub for the CC. Welcome to the Fishbowl for the 56th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank ya. This is very interesting. Very interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it might be worth. Is it worth upheavaling? The only downside of upheavaling is they have the mana crypt. Well, they're going to exile the. Interesting. Taking down to get rid of the wall. Gonna bounce the Jadar. Sure. So that makes it a little bit worse to upheaval this turn. Now we want to wait till after we get down the Nissa, most likely. Well, their Wander is down to 1. Boy, this is where something that puts a bunch of bodies on the battlefield would be the best. Green Sun Zenith, Deranged Hermit, Hornet Queen, Dylan Hunter. That's where you get the hard luck. Oh, come on now, revoke. Opponent revokes opposition. We just don't have enough mana to. We just don't have enough mana to upheaval yet. All right, opponent attacks, sacks. We draw an island. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nissa. Untap the land. Go to combat. Attack Wandering Emperor. If our opponent wants to trade both of their creatures for it, we will accept that. Swords to Plowshares. Alright, play a forest past the turn. Annoying. Annoying. Opponent, are you untapping? Says no. I mean, if we get to untap an upheaval with Nissa, we win. Like, it is essentially just game if we untap with this Nissa and upheaval. Opponent's definitely the control deck. Last night I watched Crim watch Seth watch Crim. Was it his... Okay, there's the Dark Depths. Was it his reaction to the standard changes? Opponent puts a counter on the Samurai. Sure. Goes to combat. Attacks the Nissa. Certainly. Down to 3. Our opponent does not know what disaster is about to befall them. They do not know. They do not know. Hexmage. Oh no, that's a 2020 indestructible. Actually, watch them sack it to kill the Nissa. That would be the most annoying. Jadar returns, sure. And opponent passes. Okay, well, let's have a little bit of fun. So, tap, untap. Oh, this is going to be brutal for our opponent. Tap, 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 tap. So we have 12 mana. So we upheaval. Pick 'em up, I say. Pick 'em up. Opponent floats 2 mana. Okay. Replay Nissa. Play a forest. Tap a forest. Play a Sylvan Caryatid. Untap the forest. And... do we even attack? I'm afraid they're going to kill it. Let's just play the Secure Tribe Elder. No attacking. No attacking. All right. Not a bad little upheaval turn. Not bad. Opponent. Okay. Opponent. Gonna be a little bit sad. All right, opponent, your go. 16 cards in hand. I am the evil one. Yeah, that's the power of the upheaval. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much. And now we should be able to lock them, right? We can Steve to get an island, play another island, and just tap all of our opponent's permanents for the rest of the game. Scrubland. Mana Vault. Okay. Oh, they can use it right away? Revoker. Well, we will... Yeah, that's fine. They're naming Nissa, right? They gotta be naming Nissa. That's, I think we're where we want to be, though. I think we're where we want to be. Names opposition again. Okay. Well, that's more annoying. Well, sack the Secure Tribe Elder. Get a island. Untap. I mean, now I guess we're just winning with Nissa because our opponent keeps naming our oppositions. Opponent does... It's like they don't want to get locked out of the game. It's like they don't want to get locked out of the game for some reason. What do you think about rats in New Standard? Is there any chance we actually have a rat deck? That would be sweet. Ooh, wow. Wow. Okay. That's a new one. When you tap a non-land permanent for mana, so play a forest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Probably better to just wait. Let's tap, play Kinnan. Untap the island. Go to combat. Smack you for 6. And, all right, opponent. Your go. I mean, wouldn't it be cool if there was a rat deck? No shot rats are good. Is that because of Shieldred? It is weird rats are in red. What do you think about some of these creature types? Like raccoons, elemental raccoons, mice. Is there any... I keep going back and forth. Is there any way Wizards can go too far with the memes? Like, when I saw Sir Ginger, my initial take was that Sir Ginger was like, opponent with the oust. Okay. Opponent just can not be obnoxious. There's no middle ground. Gotta annoy. Control player gonna control. When I saw Sir Ginger, I thought it was like a masterpiece, like literally a masterpiece of 2023 Magic design. Would this have been a great design 10 years ago, 20 years ago? Probably not. But in 2023, like the memes, the flavor, everything about it to me is just like, okay, that is like the epitome of a 2023 Magic card. Legendary food night, reference to an old Magic trailer. But then I had some people be like, no, that's actually, it's cringe. It's way too far. Is it great or is it cringe? Opponent, Caracas to bounce the Kinnan. We are going to kill you, opponent. You know that, right? We are going to kill you. There is no mercy here. The end result of this is going to be your death. We draw Ezeka's Chariot. So we get to play a forest. We will play Ezeka's Chariot. We will untap a land. We will hit you down to 7. Mana Vault yourself down to 6. And I think this is over. I think it's over. I think we got him. The power of the upheaval, really. The opposition was good, but our opponent's prepared. I think Sir Ginger's awesome. Magic has been doing that stuff. Really, give me an old example. What's an old example of a card on the level of Sir Ginger? Because it feels new to me. It feels like Wizards has got, because I remember, don't you remember? Okay, here's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of not that long ago, Mark Rosewater being like, squirrels can't work in Black Border. We can't do squirrels. I wonder if I can look this up. But like, wasn't it that we couldn't do Black Border squirrels? Like that was just like, no, that's not allowed. And now like we're doing things way jankier and crazier than squirrels in Black Border. So I feel like Wizards has gotten more accepting of doing those things. Ooh, Flipplethip's a good one. That is a good one. That is actually a very good comparison now that I think of it. All right, can we make our opponent die here? So we lost our double mana. So we play an island. I mean, I guess we just attack, right? Go to combat. Go to combat. No reason to fire up the chariot. Attack you with everything. Are we done? Are we done? Are we done? An opponent. Okay. Opponent, they did their best. They did their best, but wasn't enough. We're getting the perspective of a squirrel proponent, so arguments against might not be phrased exactly the way people made it. Honestly, I kind of prefer it. Not every set card needs to be Magic War with stakes so high. I kind of like it too. I do feel like it's a more of a modern thing though, that like, I think it's a little bit of like the influence of other games. Like Wizards wants to keep up in 2023. What do we think about this new rare? Redcap Gutter Dweller. This is the latest spoiler I've seen. 4 mana 3/3, so a hill giant. Menace, Goblin Warrior. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 black and red crack creature tokens with these creatures can't block. So 5 total power and toughness, 3 bodies. At the beginning of your upkeep, you can sack another creature. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on it and exile the top card of your library. You may play it this turn. Is that a constructed playable card? Probably. That feels constructed playable to me. There's some new ones. Ooh, I will refresh the page. I don't think it's like an all-star, but like, it does enough, right? It does something right away. It'll be a 4/4 menace. It generates card advantage. Where does it fit? This big standard thing, I think, is gonna make it a challenge. That's one thing I've noticed, that standard being so big, it feels like it's given us a lot of strictly worse cards, if that makes sense. Like when I saw there's like the Memory Deluge with Bargain, which, if it wasn't for Memory Deluge, I would think that card was like pretty sweet and powerful. But because Memory Deluge exists, I'm kind of like, okay, like it's just worse Memory Deluge. I feel like that's happened a few times. Regrowth is good against control. It could be worth considering. Although, so far, we did see Damnation, but a lot of their removal has been swords, bounce to the top of your library, Pithing Needle effect. So a lot of it hasn't just put it in the graveyard. Still could be worth it, though. What are we cutting? That's the real question. I do think Force of Vigor's worth it, probably. We only have 13 creatures in this deck. I'm surprised. Actually, do we even need Force of Vigor? Do we go back down the Time Twister? Enlightened Tutor? You know what? Maybe we go down Enlightened Tutor. If we go down Enlightened Tutor, we can actually cut these lands, too. That's probably... Let's do that. Like, our opponent has an answer to opposition, so spending a card to tutor up opposition might not be worth it in this matchup. Hey Seth, would you on the stream mind looking at this 2 AM idea? Pretty basic, but it could still be neat. Yeah, let me pull it up. Ooh, not keeping that one. All right, we'll keep this. This is more fine than busted, but what are we putting to the bottom? Is it Kinnan? Maybe it's Kinnan. So what is our plan with this hand? Turn 1 Sylvan Caryatid. Turn 2 Ignoble Hierarch. Turn 3 Deranged Hermit. Hope you don't have Damnation. Is that the best we can do? That might be the best we can do. Yeah, I think it's Kinnan. All right. All right, let's see if it works. Opponent swamp and passes. Ooh, and a Steve. We're going to have all the mana. Can we find a finisher? That's the question. Well, play the land, play the Mox Pearl, play the Sylvan Caryatid, and pass the turn. This hand is very susceptible to getting wrathed. That's the biggest concern at the moment. Opponent passing. Green Sun Zenith. Well, play the Boseiju. Play the Sakura Tribe Elder. And the Ignoble Hierarch. And pass the turn. Green Sun Zenith's not a bad draw. Damnation's still brutal. Oh, really? Healy. Orcish Bowmasters. We haven't seen that yet. Oh, that's actually super bad news. There's the Dark Depths. Yeah, that is unfortunate. Ignoble Hierarch down. Well, I guess we're not time twisting. About it. Combat. Attacks. Oh, block and block. And sack. Is there anything we can get that's actually good? So we're gonna have what, 4 mana? That's not very much. Yeah, I guess we're probably just not. Kinnon's probably the best thing to get. Well, but it's probably better just to Derange Sherman, I think. If they just have Vampire X-Mage here, we die. That would be sad. Opponent. Walking Ballista X1. Well, we draw land. Well, play the land. I think we just Derange Hermit. Play the Derange Hermit. They can kill it with the Ballista, but we still get a bunch of bodies. Pass the turn. Yeah, we'd only get green creatures. One of the drawbacks of Green Sun Zenith. Finale of Devastation gets any creature. Alright. Alright. Could use an opposition. Opposition again is pretty much GG. Assuming they can't stop it. Opponent Gix. Okay. And passes. Oh, probably not worth paying the Echo. No Echo. We draw another land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's just nothing worth green sunning for, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do we just pass? What are our options even? We green sun. We green sun for a Rexage to kill Walking Ballista? If we green sun for Kinnan, they're just going to end up killing it, right? So we green sun 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we wait one more turn, we can green sun Kinnan spin. Kinnan's 7, right? Yeah, I think it's. Yeah, I think we actually just pass. I think we just pass. This puts us in a pretty good position. Hopefully. We're in the position where if we draw land. Wait for what? Am I not thinking of something in our deck worth getting? Yeah, that's the problem. If we get Kinnan, they can just take up Walking Ballista and kill it. I would rather wait until we can activate it right away. So now we're in a position, I guess, where if we wait, we hit a land, we can Kinnan spin, or just get a 7-drop. If we don't hit a land... Wow, they swing with everything. Well, okay. I don't know how this is going wrong, but we are going to block with some squirrels. Block, 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 block. About it. Wow. Okay, let's it all go. And Concealing Curtain in passes. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What a time for that. Oh, well, we did kill the Bowmaster. Do we even cast it? Oh, that's a tough one. Kinnin Twister? That might be our best play. 1, 2, 3. So, Green Sun for Kinnin. Twister, and we still have 2 mana left over? Oh, we'll look at the spoilers after this game. Yeah, let's do that. So, Green Sun. Actually, no. Let's do this differently. 1, 2, 3. Green Sun. Oh! Our opponent said, out of time, GG. Oh! Now we'll never know what would have happened. I mean, I guess technically it counts as a win, but... All right, let's look at this deck. Sorry it took a minute, Magic Mats. I mean, a win's a win, but you play Vintage Cube to do cool things, not just a win. Who wants to just win? Some Modern Humans. Copper Gold Vanguard's really good. Phantasmal Image. That's something I haven't seen in a minute. I mean, so I would say, little skeptical of past Spell Pierce in a Thalia deck. That would be my first piece of feedback. These spells get a little bit worse if you have Thalia out. I would say in an ideal world, and this might be a budget thing, and if it's a budget thing, don't worry about it. I would play Solitude in this deck over Path. It works better with Thalia. You can get rid of your extra legends, so I'd probably go that direction. Spell Pierce, maybe it's just a necessary evil, but I think humans could be good. I think Copper Gold Vanguard is very powerful. I think the Phantasmal Image, old school tech is pretty sweet, so I like the idea of it. I like the idea. All right, let's see this new spoiler. Apparently there's a new spoiler. Well, I wanted to win spectacularly, not by time, but I guess a win is a win. Oh, wow, we have 3 new spoilers. Okay. New spoiler number 1. Taken by Nightmares. 4 mana, exile target creature if you control an enchantment, scry 2. Huh? Okay. I mean, I guess it's just limited. I guess it's just limited because that's really, compared to the end, it looks pretty bad, because the end is like, I like the end. Do you think the end solves the Shieldred problem? Is there any chance that this card ends the Shieldred issue? It does get rid of all the copies. I feel like if Shieldred is as heavily played as it is now, this helps. I don't think it ends it, as its name suggests, but we also got Flick a Coin. 3 mana, deals 1 damage to any target. You create a treasure and draw a card. Wow, that's a lot of mana for, I guess, a bunch of little bits of value. 3 mana Gut Shot, but you get a treasure and you draw a card. It feels like 1 too much mana to me. I feel like if this was 2 mana, I think it would be good. 3 mana, that's asking. 3 mana reminds me of Rune Boggle. A Rune Boggle, the like 3 mana tithe in blue that draws you a card. Restless Spire. So the Is It creature land. Tap mana, blue and red. Pay a blue and a red. Until end of turn, it becomes a 2/1 red and blue elemental creature token with, as long as your turn it has first strike, it's still a land. When it attacks, scry 1. I mean, that's the cheapest one we've seen so far, right? Yeah, flick a coin does not require flipping an actual coin. I mean, so it's kind of, you got to get up to 3 mana, but then you get a mana back with the treasure. So it is kind of like 2 mana. If it costs 2 mana, if it was 1 mana, so if it was 2 mana, you'd get 1 mana, 1 damage, draw a card, and get the treasure mana to make it back. I mean, I think I think the Restless Spire is good. Creature lands with cheap activations are good. Still not sure. I don't know if any of these can see play outside of Standard. I'm a little skeptical that any of these will show up outside of Standard. I think we've just moved, oh, maybe like Pioneer, maybe like Explorer, but I think we've just like, Magic's gotten too fast, right? Magic's gotten too fast for us to be able to... Electrolyze did 2 damage, though. That is a good comparison, though. I like that comparison. Just, okay, I did like Electrolyze. So you're selling me a little bit by comparing it to Electrolyze, even though Electrolyze was 2 damage split up between 2 things. What are you most hyped to brew around in WoW so far? I mean, there are some really wonky, like Agatha's Soul Cauldron has some really weird wonky combos. The Blossoming Tortoise or whatever it is, there's some really strange stuff you can do with that. Also, I'm excited about Goblin Bombardment coming to Arena. Those are 2 of the cards that stand out. Like the weird brew arounds. As far as Standard is concerned, those are probably going to do the most interesting things in older formats. In Standard, I really want to try to make Agatha work. I don't know how to make... Does anyone have a list? Does anyone have a list to make Agatha and the new Tazri work in Standard? How do we make these work? I feel like there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way to have some wild activated ability deck. Is anime stuff coming in set boosters or just collector boosters? I'm not 100% sure. I want to say anime is only in collector boosters because that's how it's been in the past, but it's possible that it's different this time for some reason. I also like these as brew arounds. I don't know how practical it's going to be for them to be top tier Standard cards like Ariette, Hilda, and then the other sister, whatever it is. I think those are all really... I really like the idea of these cards. I'm not sure they're going to be strong enough, but I am excited to build a deck around them. I'm excited to build Rats. Rats, I'm pretty sure is not going to be good enough. I think Adventures is really strong. What do you think about Rowan and Will? My first impression was negative of them being strong cards in 60 card formats. Rowan is like interesting to me. Will, I don't think is gonna, I think Gaining Life is too hard to really pull it off in 60 card formats. Rowan though, it's easy to lose life. Like you can very easily lose all your life in a turn if you want to in a format like Modern. There's gotta be something to do with that. I'm a little worried that you gotta untap with it. Like that's kind of so you gotta play a 3-mana 2/4. It's gotta live for a turn. Then you gotta lose some life. And then you gotta have cards in hand. So there's a bunch of steps to go through. But if you do it, it's gonna be ridiculous. So Rowan Shadow, the problem is, what is Shadow casting? Shadow plays like all 1 and 2 drops. So giving a huge cost reduction, unless you rebuild your deck to play a bunch more expensive stuff, it feels a little... Do we even keep this? Ramp, Hornet Queen, uncastable. Yeah, we're gonna mulligan. That's actually kind of better. Better-ish. Well, is it? It's kind of... Maybe it's better. I don't know what we're putting to the bottom now. The greedy plays put a land to the bottom. Could put Nissa to the bottom. Could be super greedy and put Force to the bottom. Actually, all these choices are bad. But there's a lot of cool brew arounds. Like, that's one thing I really love about this set. There's like 30 cards I'd like to try to build a deck around. I'm a little concerned, like... Sir Ginger, that's a sweet one. Huntmaster's Redemption's cool. The middle lore counter's a 3 blind mice. Like, there's so many things I want to try. The thing I'm struggling with. Here's the thing I'm struggling with. The thing I'm struggling with is still the no rotation thing. It's just such a weird shift that, like, I get all these cool ideas, and normally this is a time where I'm like, oh my goodness, anything is possible. Who knows? Maybe Agatha is the best deck in New Standard. Maybe Rat Tribal is the best deck in New Standard. Maybe Virtue of Loyalty will get revenge for the horrible Circle of Loyalty prediction. Maybe it's fairies. Maybe it's rats. Look at all these things. Like, the hype is so high, but with no rotation this year, I just, like, I'm looking at the cards and I go back and I, like, look at the metagame and I, like, click here and I'm like, oh, but... Like, yeah, rats are sweet, but that's Sheoldred. And then I go back to the spoiler, and I'm like, oh my god, like, that card tutors up Sheoldred. Oh, that makes a token, so you can bargain to tutor up Sheoldred. Oh, that reanimates Sheoldred. Oh no, this goes into the Dimir deck. So, So I'm really hyped to try things, but I also have this big fear that those things might just get dumpstered by the busted cards. From Watsy's article, draft and set boosters have dedicated slot that'll have Enchanting Tale cards. 2.8%, 1.1 rare, 1.7 mythic in boosters. That dedicated slot will have an anime borderless card. Ooh, okay, set boost. Wait, let me... All right, I gotta read this again. From Watsy's article, draft and set boosters each have a dedicated slot that'll always have an Enchanting Tale. In 2.8% of the boosters, that dedicated slot will have an anime borderless card. Set boosters have 2 wildcard slots where both Enchanting Tales and anime borderless Enchanting Tales cards have a small chance to drop theirs. Okay, so basically, what does it say about collector boosters, Tuka Buddy? Do you get guaranteed anime cards in collector boosters? I expect you get guaranteed in collector boosters. So, okay, so you can get them in draft and set boosters, but the odds are very low. So you always get an Enchanting Tale in 3% of the time, let's say, it'll upgrade into an anime version. That's a lot of, that's like one a box? I guess once a box, roughly. Once a box, give or take, you'll get an anime version, which I guess is actually not that bad, come to think of it, right? Like, that's actually not that bad. I was thinking it'd be way worse than that, but that's actually, like, one a box is not horrible. Especially since... Oh, God. Okay, well, now I kind of feel like we should have... I was not expecting them to entomb Strip Mine. I will admit. I was expecting some big reanimation thing, not Strip Mine. Not a Strip. They must have Ren, so now we're going to have to force a Ren. That feels bad. Talisman of... Why do they entomb Strip Mine? I'm so confused. I am so confused. Have we seen any legendary anime cards? No. So all of the Enchanting Tales are enchantments. There theoretically, I guess, could be... Well, that's actually... It's more mana, but this lets us hardcast the Force to Will, which is actually kind of relevant here. Being able to hardcast it instead of exiling as Treachery is actually kind of nice. In theory, there could be legendary Enchanting Tales. Oh, God. I don't know if Loam's in the queue, but yeah, that would be really bad. I don't think we're beating a Loam. We can beat a Ren, we can beat a Crucible. I don't think we can beat a Loam, though. Although if they had Loam, they'd probably be doing it by now. Or maybe they haven't drawn it yet, but I feel like they'd be Loaming by now if they could. About it. Do the Voidwalker. Okay, sure. We might just get a little treacherous with that. About it. We could use one of our good cards. Where's our good cards? Yeah, our opponent is... Until the Voidwalker came up, they are playing some old school standard extended. What do you got, opponent? What do you got? Ooh. Well, okay. So we gotta... I mean, we have to counter this. So, Force a Will it. Devoted Druid. Well, play the land. Treachery the Voidwalker. Untap our lands. Play Devoted Druid. And pray for a finisher. Get in, hit ya. Alright. We spent our protection. That's what we got. Can our opponent do something else big? Opponent went hard on the lands. Opponent's got all the duels. Very, very powerful mana base. About it. One. Ooh, the Desperation Sack going to exile. Okay. If we untap, we got the Force with this Voidwalker too. Okay. Something big. Something big. Opposition. Crater Hoof. Upheaval. Oh, Upheaval. Do we even cast Upheaval here? I actually don't know if it's worth it to cast Upheaval, come to think of it. Come to think of it, I don't know if it's worth it. So we Upheaval, but what even happens? We replay everything, But then our opponent just is going to replay the Voidwalker? I don't know if I want to attack with the Voidwalker, honestly. Wait, do you think we should attack with the... You think we should attack with the Voidwalker? I kind of like Voidwalker just being a force of will. Like, I feel like it's hard for us to lose if Voidwalker is a force of will here. All right, let's get him for 1. Elvish Mystic sends a message. Yeah, we're gonna value casting this Force of Will with Voidwalker, I think. We have a lot of good draws. And eventually this upheaval could be very good. Well, Savannah's not one of those draws. Well, get in, hit you. I mean, at some point we are gonna end up upheavaling. The elf beats. Are you getting a box of... I know he asked this earlier, but new people are here. Are you going to pick up a box of Wilds of Eldraine? The Enchanting Tales make me want to do it. Oh. You're actually right. Wait. Sack Voidwalker, choose an exiled card an opponent controls with a void counter on it. You may play it this turn without paying its mana cost. You're right. So we... Wait, the thing is, do you think our opponent knows that? I don't think our opponent knows that. So I think if we leave up the Voidwalker, they'll play like we can cast the Force of Will. Because I thought we could cast the Force of Will. So maybe we don't even have to cast it. Maybe we just have to confidently pretend like we think we can cast it. That's my current theory. The bluff. Hopefully our opponent does not read Doofy Voidwalker. I don't think they know, because I didn't know. Can we play? We can play the land with it, right? It says play, not cast, so we could play the land if we wanted to. I'm absolutely getting a box for the Enchanted Tales, the lists, the Walking Dead cards, even some of the Mythics look insane. Yeah, some of the Mythics. Adventure is such a good mechanic. It's just such a... I'm telling you, that Black Mythic Adventure. Busted. Busted. It's going to be busted. It's going to be a card you're going to be complaining about in Standard. It's going to be that level of awesomeness. What about sacking Voidwalker to play the land? Any argument? Sack the Voidwalker, play the land? Oh, if they're stream sniping, we're done. Because they know. The Black Tutor, I think, could be... Oh, I didn't change the score bar. You're right. The Black Tutor, I think, could actually be bannable. I think that actually might... Not in Standard, most likely, but I think that might actually just be, like, a legit broken... We're having conversations about how this is, like, Underworld Breach, over the top, ridiculous, like, can't be left in the format. I think it's that level of busted, potentially. We are just not doing anything. I really want to fire off this upheaval. Why is our opponent not doing it? I'm so confused. This game is going in just like the weirdest way possible. I think it's a card that gets more busted the further back it goes. I've seen lines with turn 1 kills. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, if... Boy, are we just sticking to the plan? I guess for now we're sticking to the plan. The bluff continues. Our opponent would probably be dead if we stopped bluffing with this Voidwalker and just attacked. But now we're committed. We are full in on this Voidwalker bluff. Opponent. Oh, they know. They know. Opponent knows. Okay. Burst Lightning. So I think that card, if you think about it, it's cast the best card from your deck for 4 mana, right? Especially in older formats where, oh my god, again. Especially in older formats where most of your cards are going to be cheap enough to actually make that work. I feel like it's basically just cast the best card from your deck for 4 mana, which that is an absurd line of text. Just like thinking about that hurts my brain, how powerful that is. About it. Oh god. Oh god. Are we... Oh my god. Well, I guess we should have upheavaled. Yeah, I guess we should have upheavaled. All right. Well, apparently our opponent's playing Breach Emrakul. Opponent, Overgrown 2 untap down to 9. I don't know about this. Hardcast Grave Titan. Sure. Entomb and then shuffle it in. Yeah. All right. Okay, well, now we know what our opponent's doing, I guess. So opponent's just on the, like, I'm going to jam a bunch of powerful but not related things together and hope for the best. Which can be, like, if you draw the right powerful thing, that will win you games. I think we're going to bring the Time Twister back in. But yeah, it seems like our opponent's just playing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That was just a brutal, like, we drew literally nothing. We drew the Force of Will and the Treachery. Otherwise, we drew nothing on this side of our deck. It was, we didn't even draw the Kinnan, which would have been better. We just drew all this half of our deck of lands and mana dorks. All of that. None of the actual good stuff that could let us progress the game. Frost Titan to tap Emrakul. I mean, if the Emrakul's coming in, it's coming in with haste, I think. So probably a little late for old Frosty. Maybe this Mystical Tutor is just not worth it. I'm starting to think that Mystical Tutor is just not. Like, we should just forget about trying to Mystical Tutor. All right, we get to play first. All right, I mean, this hand at least has... At least it has finishers in it, which is something our last hand was definitely missing. Well, run out of Wallaroots. We can actually get down this Nisa pretty quickly. Will is busted. I'm going to break it in Standard. Really? What are you doing with Will in Standard? Will is a card that I thought was... My initial impression, it was pretty medium to bad. We draw the Kinnan. That's a little awkward. Well, let's Green Sun Zenith for 2. Grab a Sylvan Caryatid and pass the turn. How about opposition? Rekindling Phoenix for the 15th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you, opponent. Deck Faden to steal our Mox, unfortunately. That is awkward. That is very awkward. Whenever you tap... Boy, that actually kind of wrecks us, doesn't it? All right, well, now we need to... Rexage. Wow, what a blowout. Rexage to blow up our own Mox that our opponent stole. But they still have the Dak Fade, and we can't even hit it. We needed that mana! We got 2 5-drops in hand! Oh, that's so bad for us. Will combo with 3 mana draw card, game life equal to number of cards in hand. That is a big cost reduction. What is the payoff? So, if you do that, you gain like 5 life or something. You can get a 5 mana discount on white and blue spells. But, You still have to have mana left over for your colored cost at a minimum. All right, opponent Vampire, Hexmage, Creeping Tarp. Wow, opponent really is just playing anything that is sort of broken. Throw it in there. Throw it in there, hope for the best. Opponent Entombs. Okay, I'll throw that in there as well. Sure. Sort of broken. Add it to the list. To get an Emrakul. Seriously? Wow. Jeez. All right. Well, that was a quick one for our opponent. Any cantrip in blue and white after I play Invasion of Dominaria, gain 4 and draw a card. All the blue and white shields cost 4 less for the rest of the turn. I mean, I would love to see Will go off. I would. I feel like it's... So the part that makes me think that Rowan is better than Will... Yeah, opponent. I mean, Emrakul. Emrakul's... If you open an early Emrakul, you take it and figure out how to cheat it into play, and you probably win. The reason I'm more skeptical of Will than Rowan is... You can lose life without spending mana pretty easily. When to gain life, you often have to spend a lot of mana. We'll have to see. Maybe there's... So I think the most powerful way I would try to build around Will is like permanents you can get on the battlefield that gain you life without mana. Because my concern would be, okay, if you got to spend 2 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana to play a life gain spell, even with the discount that you get from Will, are you going to have enough mana to actually cast everything you want to cast that turn? That would be my worry with Will, is like it seems challenging to cast a spell to gain life and then still have the mana to cast other stuff. Rowan, pain lands, fetch lands, shock lands, like there's a lot of ways you can do that. Rowan works off your opponent's shield. Ooh. That's actually it's actually a good point. But I hope Will works too. Maybe we can do both. Maybe you have a deck that like loses life to ramp with Rowan and then gains it back to ramp with Will. Just jam it all together. Well, all right. We have not done a good job of drawing opposition, I will say. For being an opposition deck, we have not drawn. I told you we'd run into this person, the person who hates fun. And just they didn't even attack with their Monastery Swiftspear. Hates fun, wants to get some play points. First pick the Chain Lightning. Can you Lightning Helix yourself? I think technically. Wow, all right. Turn to Goblin Rabblemaster. Well, that's not looking great. That is a fast clock that's going to keep going. Maybe our opponent will just never attack with their creatures. Maybe they don't realize to attack. Yeah, that's a fast start on the play. Very fast start on the play. Well, play the land. Play a... Even if we Devoted Druid, we can play the Nissa. Does that even matter? I mean, I guess that's our best shot. Play the Devoted Druid. Yeah, this isn't looking good with our opponent playing first. What are your thoughts on the now 2 revealed creature lands? The Is It one seems absolutely insane. I mean, I think the Is It one is solid. Honestly, I think get in there, 1 mana Saga. I mean, this is the cheat code to winning play points in Vintage Cube. I find it not very fun, so I very rarely do it. But I do think that you just stomp all the people trying to do cool things if you play mono red or mono white in some cases. The best creature land is a Boros one. Have we even seen a Boros one? Finale of Devastation. Well, so I don't think this works, honestly. Tap, untap. We can play a Nissa. We can Nissa to untap a land. But I don't think this actually, like, saves us in any meaningful way. So we can attack with the Forest. Can we survive the turn? If we can survive the turn, maybe there's a way we can do it. So we chump the Rabblemaster. We sack this Steve. We do have this Finale, and the Finale can get a Crater Hoof. Opponent sacks to drop. Maybe we got a shot here. Maybe we got a shot. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Laylol. Okay. Goes to combat. Are we dead? Swings. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think we're dead. I think we live. Which means we... Oh, do we Crater Hoof for lethal here? Do we actually win this? Are we gonna win this? Are we gonna win? I think we're gonna win this. I think we're gonna win this. Oh my god. Opponent. Sure, sure, sure. Unless I'm miscounting something. Hellrider can't cast that. Okay, so Steve has to block 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, I guess I could have like a Fire Blast or something, but let's sack the Steve, get a land. It'll be a forest. Yup. Down to 2, but not dead. No, they actually... Alright. Well, I guess I actually do have Fire Blast. Is Raging Battle Mouse more than just adorable? Wow, what a... I mean, that's some... I don't know about... They're even playing Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb in your... Yeah, I don't know about any of that, but it worked out for our opponent that game for sure. It did work. The Ancient Tomb Fire Blast combo happened to pay off for our opponent that hand. Oh, goodness. Oh, what a world. What a world. What a world we live in, chat. What a world. Well, opponent's not on the play this game. This hand is about as bad as hands can get. Alright, well, this one's not horrible. We will keep it. Probably got to put a Hornet Queen to the bottom. Actually, you know what? We do have a Kinnan. It's going to die. Maybe we put the Rex Age to the bottom. We didn't see any artifacts. Alright, to the bottom. To the bottom with you. Well, land and Elvish Mystic. Go. What is Raging Battle Mouse? I don't even know what that card is. Is that actually a card? Oh, about it. No, you can talk about whatever. If you're talking about a card that's not officially spoiled, I might not know. I haven't, like, I've seen some of the leaks, but I haven't, like, went in depth thinking about them or anything, so... but we can... Okay, Lotus Petal Burn. Lotus Petal, sure. Cracks it. Dire Fleet. Okay, yeah, I'm doing it. Doing it. Well, we'll play this, play a Kinnan, play Devoted Druid. I do not know about that. Turn 1, Lotus Petal out of Dire Fleet Daredevil. What is going on in this match? What is going on in this match? Sure, we'll take the 2. Raid triggered. Raid triggered. You got us. Opponent. And you can't Fire Blast. You don't get enough mount. Wow. Okay, light up the stage. Yeah. Yes. Yes. The Lotus Petal out turn 1 Dire Fleet Daredevil light is kind of working for our opponent. It kind of is. Yeah, Mountain. And Saga, sure. Yeah. We draw an island. I mean, we get to do things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, I guess we just play our hand. That's probably better. Is it better to spin with Kinnan? Or just cast the Hornet Queen? We could spin with Kinnan, but that is potentially... We could hit a Crater Hoof and win, but we could also not hit anything. Does Krim know that Kellen is the new best Sword of Body and Mind commander? Ooh. Yeah, what do you think? Oh, we haven't talked about that. So, these legendary adventures are the... I believe... I believe, the first time we've had spells in the command zone, right? Let's just play Hornet Queen. Make a few be. Boy, oh, where's our opposition? Where's our opposition? So what do you think? I can't think of another mechanic that puts spells in the command zone. Do you think that those cards are... So Kellen is, I think, the best of the bunch. How... Whoops. Avert your eyes, chat. Avert your eyes. Dirty desktop. All right. We will pass the turn. Not gonna... Oh, we could have attacked with Kellen. Kellen. How busted do you think it is having, like, a tutor in the command zone? Is that like a busted thing? So as far as I understand how this works, right? Like, if you play Kellen as your commander, you can cast either side. So you can cast the tutor from the command zone, put this in exile, cast the normal side. Once it dies, you can cast the tutor side again if you want to with the command tags, right? Like that is how this works. Isn't that kind of absurd to have an equipment tutor as your commander? I feel like that's kind of ridiculous. Like Sunforger, swords. Yeah, like if Tomer wants to assemble Cauldra, that's the way to do it, right? Mother Frogger! To go Richard, y'all be tripping. Descendants Fury. Oh, we have like 0 forests. But I guess that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. Full price Nissa? Yeah, Kinnon's a card, isn't it? Make a 8/8. And then hit you with a couple bees. This is going much better. This is going much better. Adventure commanders share a tax. So what do you think? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Do we want spells in the command zone? Are we turning into Oathbreaker? Are we Oathbreaker now? As I can see, it can be put in the command zone once you cast Adventure, not needing to actually cast the commander and make it die. Yeah, I feel like that's just like an inherently powerful mechanic. Like just the fact that you can just the fact that you can have a spell in there. I mean, so far we've only seen, what, 2 of them? One damage to each Fiery Confluence. 2 damage to each creature. Wow, that's actually kind of a blowout. And it turns on the Dragon Rage Channeler? Alright, that's annoying. Can you be our Phyrexian Horror? Well, there goes literally all of our mana. Opponent gets in, hits the Nissa. Can never win in cool ways. We always got to try to win in the boring way. Well, take up Nissa, make a 5/5. Opposition. Play a Wall of Roots. Go to combat, hit you for 8. I mean, I think we are winning this race, right? We're just winning by making big Nissa tokens that a red deck can't deal with. Well, I guess that's true. You're right. Some of the MDFCs work similarly, and none of those actually broke anything. I guess the adventures are probably better because you get to cast both sides without paying an additional commander tax. What's the other legend we saw? The Teamer Adventure one, which, I like that card. I like it for constructed. I don't know about Balloona as being a busted commander, just because I don't know if you can get enough adventures in your deck to make the spell mode actually that strong. You really need a lot of adventures in your deck to make the spell mode it's actually good in commander, like pretty much an entire deck, and I just don't know if we have enough of them. So I think Kellen, though, is very exciting. I think Kellen could actually be a fairly competitive commander, really. What did you think of the Wilds of Eldraine story? One thing Magic has taught me is to not care about the story. So actually I haven't read it. Is it good? How good is it? Yeah, okay, here's a controversial question. Is it worth it to have Magic story in 2023? Like, is it so is someone who is not part of the Vorthos lore story community. I don't normally read the stories. I've never read the books. That's just not been my thing. Whenever I hear about the story, it's people complaining about it. About, oh, how bad this was. Oh, how they messed up this storyline. They messed up these characters. How is, like, scale of 1 to 10 or tier list? Give me whatever ranking scale you wanna give. How good is the Magic story right now? Has it recovered? Should I be reading it? I guess that's the question. Is it good enough that I actually should be reading it? If we ever want to have a, I mean, we already do, right? Lord of the Rings. We already have a trilogy. We already have, we have 40 seasons of Doctor Who now. We have many Netflix shows of Magic. If you really think about it, technically. I wonder if they just go like, I wonder if they just go all in on the universes beyond. I don't know if that'd actually be a good thing. Like, I don't know if that'd be a good thing or not, but I could imagine, like, I guess we gotta keep this. Go. Sounds not very good. Boy, this deck's been clunky. 3, so okay, so it's actually like, in general, okay, I see a 3 out of 10, but there's a lot of like 6 or 7 out of 10s, a 3.5. So it seems like it's not horrible. Like, it's above average, which is good, because if you had asked me like War of the Spark era, is someone from the outside who hasn't read it for myself, I would have told you it's probably like a 1 out of 10 or something, because all I hear is people endlessly complaining about it. Magic is a Monopoly style future. I kind of think that's the goal. All right, opponent, strip mine us. Strip mine us. Discard the scrapwork, strip mines us. Chrome. Our opponent's trying to build like mono red prison, and it is weird. Exiles a Fire Blast, plays a runaway Steamkin, 1 card in hand. Well, Forest go. I mean, runaway Steamkin's a good card, but our opponent has essentially emptied their hand to play it. Opponent, Ancient Tomb. If this is Rabble Master, I'm not going to be happy. All right, opponent, combat. Gets in. Hits us for 1. Sure. Passes. Well, we will play a island and a Devoted Druid. Pass the turn. I mean, we got a couple bombs in hand. Opponent needs something pretty good this turn. Oh, Faithless Looting. That's not the thing we were afraid of. Sure. Does some filtering. I'm gonna have to read the Magic story. It doesn't seem like it's that long. It seems doable. If I can watch a Doctor Who episode, I feel like I can read a little bit of the Magic story, right? I can do that. I'm gonna have to read it for myself and judge for myself. Let's just play a Nisa. My opponent hit a ton of lands. Untap a forest. Hit you for 3. And this might be heading in a bad direction for our opponent. Opponent untaps with a runaway Steamkin. And the main complaint about the current Magic story is that there is not enough of it. So yes, it shouldn't take long. I mean, it sounds like, so Neatuk, you're someone that I respect your opinion on such things. Do you feel like the story is improved then? Like, because I'm pretty sure you were one of the people that had told me the War of the Spark one was not very good. Maybe I'm misremembering that. So if I'm misremembering that and you were not one of those people, then I apologize. But do you feel like the story has improved since like War of the Spark era? About it. Oh, you can listen to it. Maybe I just do a video where I read it. A dramatic reenactment. Fiery Confluence. All right, so they're going to sweep the board. Annoying. Well, I guess that's actually kind of fine. So we can play a Sakura Tribe Elder. I mean, I think we win this pretty easily. Opponent got us real good in game 1. That was the mono red prison. That was a mono red prison draw. But going a little worse here. They even had the sweeper, and I don't think it's going to do it. Get in, hit ya. Opponent. Down 2, 6, down to 10. Azeka's Chariot. Hoof Daddy in hand. And I feel like our opponent's life is flashing before their eyes here. They don't know about the Greater Hub, but this one's about over. Opponent. Isn't that what you're supposed to do in an audiobook? Just pronounce things the way you want to? Laylo. There's a timeline online that'll give you a decent synopsis of the highlights of the whole story. That might be my speed. That might be what I'm looking for. Opponent gets in, mountain, sure. Hitting our Nisa. I think we're sacking this anyway, so let's block. I mean, I think we actually get to see Hoof here. We did not see as many oppositions as I wanted. I wanted to see more oppositions, but we'll get a forest. We will take no damage. And now, opponent. We have some bad news. We got a little bit of bad news. Tap, tap. Untap. Tap. Play a land. Tap, tap. And about it scoops it up. So we ended up going, we went 2-1. We went 2-1. That's not bad. Although I'm actually like kind of disappointed. I'm actually kind of disappointed. Like, okay, so we had a fine record in a weird roundabout way, but I'll say, like, I was kind of hoping we would do more locking. We didn't actually, we won in just like random play some creatures type ways, but we would have got the hoof win. We didn't get to see opposition, like hardly at all. The one game where we were drawing it consistently, our opponent was answering it with a Phyrexian Reclaimer, and we just could not get out from under it. We saw an upheaval win. We also got absolutely wrecked by an Emrakul, like hardcore wrecked. I don't want opposition anymore. Oh. All right, should we do one more draft? Okay, let's do one more draft. I don't know if we're actually going to play the games of the draft because I'm kind of tired and I was chasing bear through the woods, but let's at least draft one more time. I feel like drafting is the best part, right? Like, do you ever find yourself watching draft content and you watch the draft and then just skip the matches? I do that actually like a lot. I turn on someone's draft video and I watch the draft very intently, and then I just kind of like skip to the end and see like, oh, you got a 2-1, that's pretty good. So we'll at least do the draft. I mean, this pack, this is I think super easy. Chat, I have a card from this pack that I think is just like slam dunk, no doubt the card we should pick. What card do you think I'm thinking of? So this also has, okay, so Nightmare is my number 2 card from this pack. Not Worldspine Worm. Chromox, I think, is one of the strongest cards. I don't think anyone has said this yet. Not Days, you're heading in the right direction color-wise. I would say that Tinker is like slam dunk easiest first pick out of this pack. On power level, I can see an argument for Recurring Nightmare just because I think it's really fun, even though whenever I try to build Recurring Nightmares, it doesn't actually work out the way I want. But I think just power level wise, Tinker's like, oh, we might be able to do things this draft. Tinker's just like busted. Tinker's just like a busted card. Okay, now things are very interesting. Like super duper interesting. So if you go back to old school standard, Memory Jar Tinker, kind of a thing, right? Like very, very busted. Tinker out the Memory Jar. However, Fast Bond is also very combo-y, and it can do some really powerful things as well. So we do want a big artifact at some point. I think for me, it's one of these 2 cards sticks out. Revoker's also an option. I think it's further down. I kind of want to take the Fast Bond. I think there's a chance that Memory Jar wheels. Treachery is really good. I think Fast Bond, we'll see. I don't know where we're going with this, but I feel like I feel like we have two very busted cards, and we'll figure out the rest from there. Hey Seth, about chasing bear in the woods. How's the environment where you live in? I feel like you live in those killer movie huts in the middle of nowhere. Asking because I've never been to the U.S. and I'm just curious. So, ooh, kitten. Wait, what does kitten do? I think Talisman's actually fine, just as like a fillery ramp card. Kitten can be pretty busted. Snap off the wheel. Wheel is really good with fast bond. You know what? Okay, I'm actually, because we have fast bond, let's just see if we can do something broken. Let's see if we can just do something broken. If we are going to be, ooh, Spell Seeker, I think. Oh, 2 or less. Okay, that's a little, I was thinking it was 3 or less. If we're going to be taking all these colors of cards, this time we really do need to pick lands. We really, truly, actually do. We can't just talk about it and then not do it. We actually really have to do it. Stomping Grounds? Is that better than Spara's headquarters? That's the question. I think we're taking one of the 2 lands here. Like, I think that has to be the choice. So, yeah, it's one of the 2 lands. I don't know which one's better. Oh, you can't. Oh, I forgot. Hang on. There we go. I have to open this up. I forgot. Stomping Grounds or Spara headquarters? What one have you been having the most success? I'm gonna take Spara's headquarters. Oh, another wheel. Man, maybe we can just go all in on this plan. Faithless Looting would also work with this wheel plan. I don't know what our combo is, but we're comboing in one way or another. So, I don't know what Tinker's doing yet. Fast bonds and wheels is kind of hilarious, because you just, like, play a bunch of lands, wheel, play a bunch of lands, wheel. This one, you kind of want to get in the graveyard. Do we just keep taking wheels? Black aggro's looking pretty strong. Rooker, we might be playing one of your decks in the future. You sent me a bunch, because I said a thing on stream. Gearhawk probably tables, I think. Maybe looting? You know, Echo's gonna come back, right? It's gotta come back. Let's take the looting. Oh, Grim Monolith's a good one. That's a broken card and is an artifact, so I think we just take that. We also do want to keep an eye out for like a Blightsteel or something. Bliss's Citadel, some sort of big artifact. Sphinx of Steel one's like, if we run into Mono Red, it just beats them, but that's kind of 2nd tier, maybe 3rd tier. Let's take the Grim Monolith. One of your decks might be coming up in the future, Rooker. So I said a thing on stream about like how I didn't think that you could win on Arena with 0 rares. And Rooker likes making artisan decks and sent me a bunch of artisan decks with 0 rares that could actually work. So we might in the future be playing a Rooker deck. Willy boy, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. 99. 99. When it dies, make a 3/3 and a 3/3 and a 3/3. It's not horrible. Sheldock Isle's good. Savannah, Taiga. Actually, let's take Taiga. I promised we were going to draft lands this game. We're going to draft lands. And we're not going to, like, if we're taking all these colors, we gotta take the mana to support it. Mindslaver? Tinker Mindslaver? Tinker Mindslaver is funny. Is it good? That's the question. That's the question. Is it good enough? Oh, was there a welder? Did I pass a welder? Well, we'll take the Mindslaver for now, so we at least have something. Let's take the Mana Rock. None of this pack's very appealing. Like, we're not Murktiding, Thundermawing. Those are good just beatdown cards, but I think we take the Talisman of Impulse. Stick with the artifact plan. I don't know what this deck's doing, but it's gonna be sweet. Are we trying to win or have fun? If I'm playing Magic, I'm always trying to do both. I'm pretty much always trying to win, but I'm also always trying to have fun. And if I have to choose between the two, I choose having fun. That's my philosophy for Magic and mostly for life. Phyrexian Revoker? Factory, green, white. We don't even have any white cards yet. Yeah, let's take the Revoker. Revoker's an artifact. It's not bad. Yeah, I think we got wrecked by Revoker a little bit last game, so I do like mind slaving people. It's one of the most fun cards to resolve in Magic, and one of the least fun cards to have resolved against you. Jetmir's Gardens, green, white, red. Well, I will say we've been much more responsible with our land drafting this draft. Does this deck make you press happy face or frowny face? Wait, what deck are we talking about, Rucker? This deck? Oh, this deck I'm slamming happy face. I don't know what this deck's doing, but I love just the synergies that we're putting together. I don't know what this, like, it's I don't know where it ends up. Wow, another land. Well, our Gruul mana's looking real good. I don't know where this ends up. I don't know what we're building towards. But I can see, like, something. There's something there. I don't know what it is. I don't know where it ends up. I don't know where it goes. But there's something. That we're heading towards with this deck. Current most hated card for me, it's the Ring. Boy. What is my current most hated card? It really depends on the format, but the Ring's a fine choice. The Ring, like, I don't know, the Ring's so weird. That's such a weird one for me because I still, like, kind of enjoy playing it, if that makes sense. Like, the power of just filling your hand every turn and, like, not being able to die is, like, it feels really good. But I feel like it's really bad for... Wow, we got a Savannah, too. I feel like it's really bad for the health of the game. Academy is in this cube. We would take an Academy. So we could use a fetch land or two, but our mana, outside of the fact we have 0 blue, we've drafted 5 dual lands, none of them make blue mana. Cool. Better than all. Well, speaking of, that's a Tolarian Academy. I mean, I think we just take the Tolarian Academy, right? So this pack, what are the good cards? What are the good cards? So, number 1, Jason Mind Sculptor. Number 2, Mind Twist. I do like making people discard their entire hand, but there is also the literal greatest land in the history of Magic, which is Tolarian Academy. We already have several artifacts. We have no power. This does go around way later than it should. Urza Saga is really good, but we don't have anything to tutor out with it. Are we committed to artifacts? I mean, we do have a Tinker already. I mean, Jace isn't bad. Mind Twist isn't bad. Oh, this is tough. This is actually really tough. I feel like Academy is the right pick. Yeah, let's take Academy and go all in. We're all in on the artifact plan. Oh. Well, Misty Rainforest is probably, like, literally the best fetch we could get. It can get an island. It can get our Taigas. It can get our Savannah. It's boring, but what else are we taking? Emery is, like, fine, but hopefully comes back. A Talisman is fine, but I think we just take the... we're going to have good mana. We're going to actually have good mana for once. I don't know where we're going with this, chat, but we're going to have good mana. Last draft, I feel like we did not have good enough mana. This draft, we're going to have good enough mana. We're going to make sure of it. So, Thirst draws cards. Basalt Monolith's pretty good. Coalition Relics maybe even better. Rona also draws cards. We do want more card draw. Right now we have a Wheel and a Faithless Looting. Ren and 6 is not bad. It does work with the fast spawn plan. We do want more artifacts. When I first started streaming, I was shocked at how many people watch Twitch from work. You think Ren is the way to go? Over one of the artifacts or Thirst? I mean, we could get like a Strip Mine. Strip Mine would be sweet. We don't really have a Strip Mine yet. I kind of want an yeah, all right, we'll take it. We have a bunch of mana for it. We do want more artifacts, though. So Talisman is good. Is there any way... we might be able to be a Brain Freeze deck, actually. All of this is going to be dependent on actually finding our good cards. But I could imagine a world where we like fast spawn, play some lands, wheel, play some stuff, brain freeze, win. Although brain freeze is probably going to come back, right? You're ready. It does make artifacts. Sack an artifact, blow up an artifact or creature. Choose an artifact card in the graveyard or on the battlefield. Create 3 tokens that are... Imagine 3 Mindslavers. That doesn't actually work, but that would be sweet. We just don't have any pieces for depths yet. I feel like depths you really gotta be planning to do the Hex Mage stuff. I'm actually just gonna take the Mana Rock. Ooh, that's Crucible. Oh god. We're setting up this ridiculous land combo deck, but I don't know. I mean, we're gonna take Crucible here actually. So, okay, we have Fast Bond, so we can play any number of lands. We'll have Crucible, so we can play them from the graveyard. So we can just keep fetching repeatedly and thin out our deck. How does this lead to us winning? How do we win with this, chat? Like, oh, this Wooded Foothills would also be good. Will Crucible World? Is there wheel? Is there any way Crucible wheels? Ugin's also busted. Like, Ugin's busted. I really... all right, let's take the Crucible. I want to try to do this land combo deck. I don't know if it's a good idea. Ooh, there we go. Sundering Titan. That actually... That's a good Tinker target, and it's a finisher, and it's an artifact. I think we gotta take that. Now we have 2 Tinker targets. Yeah, Strip Mine would be the dream here. I would love a Strip Mine. We are set up to ruin some people's days if we can find a Strip Mine. Strip Mine, Zoran Orb. Yeah, I guess life gain to undo the fast bond would be good. Another wheel would be good. Awful with a lot of duels. I mean, this might just be a Golos deck, actually. Golos might actually be good. I think we can make 5 colors work and then just spin it to win it. All we're missing is black, and we can probably find a black source. Yeah, this actually seems like a really good Golos deck. Let's say Golos. I mean, the artifacts are coming. How many artifacts do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the Tinker to find them. Wow, that's a workshop too. Golly. Can we meld in Urza? I mean, are we just taking workshop? I think we just take workshop. Take workshop. I kind of want to take the Urborg too, to let our workshop make actual mana. Oh, maybe I should have considered Courser. That does work with Fast Bond, doesn't it? That might have been a mistake not to go after... Each permanent has an activated ability. I think so. Oh, no, we don't. We'll take the Urborg. Yeah, we have the Phyrexian Revoker, so it doesn't work. Ooh, Field of the Dead? Field of the Dead's a payoff for putting a bunch of lands into play. Wow, we're actually like a lands deck. We're actually like a lands deck. Wait, Fast Bond doesn't what? Yeah, we got a whole pack to go. Wrenn and Realmbreaker. Put up to 1 target land you control. Lands tap for any mill 3 cards. Put a permanent. Wrenn and Realmbreaker is probably fine. Wrenn Tribal Land Shenanigans. This deck does look fun, right? I don't know if it's good. I'm still not exactly sure what our plan is for winning. We do want, like, at least 1 more fetch land. That's very high on our list. We need at least 1 more fetch. Ideally, maybe 2 more fetches. You know what? Oh, Sunbait Canyon's actually... Is this better than Dark Depths? Yeah, let's take Sunbait Canyon. Ooh, Ugin Wield. I think Ugin's better than Kenrith. Ugin's our get out of jail free card. Vraska for the sideboard. Yeah, that's the argument. Crucible with the card draw land is pretty solid. Especially with Fast Bond. Fast Bond, Crucible, card draw land. We still need another fetch. Skyclave, all right. Well, what we need Zoran Orb. We'd love a Zoran Orb. That would let us go fully off. Another wheel would be good. Another fetch would be good. Any good artifacts. Power 9, obviously, we'll take literally any Power 9 card. And even the bad ones. Even the Time Twister we will take with this one. Yeah, Ugin's actually pretty good because it doesn't really exile. Whew, that is a channel. Now, this is a deck that I think could actually play channel. We already have an Ugin, Sundering Titan, turn 1 Mindslaver. Although, I guess what's our best turn 1 play is just like Ugin? Mindslaver turn 1's not that great. Titan is actually not that great either. You think Upheaval's better? We upheavaled last game. I'm more apt to take the channel here, I think. I think we take the channel. The Wishclaw Talisman could also be fine. I think we take the channel. If Upheaval wheels, we take it. Although, actually, Mox Diamond would be... Oh, Mox Diamond would be great in this deck. It would be legitimately great. Is that actually better than channel? Channel's so explosive. Mox is way more consistent. I think it's either channel or Mox. Do we want the high... You know what? I'm going to take channel. Channel it's so explosive, it's hard to pass up. How do we pass up just the ridiculous things that it can do? I guess Wormcoil's fine. Wormcoil's fine. Solemn, we're not going to have very many basics in this deck. We already have 11 lands. Wormcoil, though, it works with channel. It's an artifact. That might be the best. That might be the best pick. Blooming Marsh is fine, but like not exciting. The Talisman's also good. We do want as many early game artifacts to power up our Tolarian Academy as possible, and this is 2 relevant colors. But we probably do want something more on the battlefield. Yeah, we'll take Worm. This pack, ooh. At the beginning of your end step, put influence counter, scry to you. Then target opponent may have you draw a card. If they don't, you mill X cards where X number influence counters on it. And it deals, oh, this might actually be great in our deck. Oh, if we had taken the Dark Depths, we would have actually gotten the Hex Mage. This might actually be good. Is this card any good? Is it? I mean, the Triump's fine. The Triumph would be good, although I'd really rather have a fetch at this point. Terra Sunder would actually be pretty good. Just, we don't really have removal. Orb is fine. You know what, let's try it. I mean, it's an artifact, it works with the theme of the deck. Oh. Well, okay, we might have found a bomb here in Urza. Urza in a deck full of artifacts is good. Faf is also good. Path would be okay, just to have some removal, but... Mana Confluence, we already have 1 card draw land, so we probably don't need Horizon Canopy. What is this? Life Death. Lands you control become 1/1s until ended... Huh? Why is this in the cube? Return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. You lose life equal to its mana value. Oh, that card's actually... Why have I never seen this card? It's like 2 mana Reanimate that can also turn your lands into 1/1s for some reason. I mean, Urza's just ridiculous. So I think we have to take Urza in this deck. But yeah, Fact or Fiction would be decent too. Snuff Out would be decent too. Now there's a Trop. I'd rather have a fetch. Do we even need... I mean, I guess blue is a color we could use more lands of. I wish we had more fetch lands. Batterskull's fine. I think... Are we going to have enough playables? Like, if we take out the lands... How many actual playables do we have? Are we going to be playing, like, 30 lands in this deck? 17. So we have 19 non-lands. So we'd like 4 more. I did finally find Bear. He was gone for... Yeah, we're going to take the Trop. He was gone for like an hour. It was a long escape this time. Normally, like, oh, goes, you know, to the edge of the woods in his 15 seconds, he's good. This time he was like straight up. I think there's been like one other time. One other time? I think there's one other time where he was gone for like a similar amount of time. Played on turn 1. Subtlety would be fine. It's not an artifact, but this would actually give us a bit of interaction. Magma Opus could be sneaky good to make a treasure and then cast it later. Are we really playing Crystalline Giant? Escape, we could use just the card advantage. You know what? I kind of like the Escape idea. Let's do that. Ooh. Oh, actually, wow, this is an Omnath deck, isn't it? This is definitely an Omnath deck. See, this is our payment for drafting all the fixing. We actually get to take Omnaths in pack 3. Oh, I really want another fetch. We want one more fetch. We want one more fetch. One more fetch and I'm happy. That's the last thing that we're missing. The last thing we're missing is one more fetch land. We only have one. And we have a lot of good setup for it. Omnath, I guess, helps a little bit with Oh! 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 That's a Blight Steal. That is a Blight Steal. That is the literal biggest, baddest thing you can tinker into. Although, is there a world where this is an Oath of Druids deck? Could this be an Oath of Druids? Maybe this is an Oath of Druids deck. We only have 5 creatures. They're all pretty bomby. Is Oath of Druids better than Blightsteel here? All right, we'll be responsible and take the Blightsteel. Although I actually think that we could make Oath of Druids work in this deck. Well, now we might just take the Upheaval. Uro also wheeled, but is Uro better than Upheaval? Yeah, we're gonna take Upheaval. Upheaval, I think, is too good to pass. Here we go. We found some interaction. Reprieve. Scarab God's also fine, but or Scavenging Ooze. I don't even know what this does. Flying Haste Lifelink, 3/3. When it attacks, you get an experience counter, then create a 1/1 rebel creature token, tap and attack for each experience counter. Tap and up, tap rebel, return to play. Oh, that's one of the new commander cards. Yeah, let's take the Reprieve. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different lands. Should we take Terra Sunder just so we actually have a piece of removal in the deck? We could also just take another Triome. All right, we'll take the Triome. We'll take the Rising Canopy. Armageddon. Actually, Armageddon Crucible of Worlds, right? Armageddon Crucible of Worlds, Fast Bond. I don't know if we want to actually do that, but... Is Lura safe to unban and modern with the One Ring running around? No, never. That card is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I think we forget. One thing I've noticed, and I even do this myself, I think once a card's been banned for a couple years, we tend to forget just like how busted it is. Loris is ungodly busted. Like, most busted card of all time busted. Ridiculous, over the top, like, it's, yeah. I find myself doing that with Eldrazi, too. I'm like, maybe we can just unban Eye of Ugin. Maybe Eye of Ugin be fine now. Like, would that really be a problem? And then I think about it, like, okay, yeah, that's actually not a good idea. So the hilarious part about this is because we only got one fetch land, I'm actually not sure how good our mana is. This is actually going to take some thinking. So Field of the Dead, that's our payoff. We have 1 green, 2 green, 3 green. This is colorless. 4 green, 5, 6, 7, 8 green, 9 green. So we actually have 9 green sources. That's great. Red, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blue, 1, 2. I guess we have these talismans too, which make colors 3, 4. White, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Black, basically none. A Triome and a Urborg. My god, this mana. So, what do we flip a coin to figure out what, yeah, if we have Ren and Roundbreaker, that fixes it. Flip a coin to figure out what to put in. We can cut one card. I do want to play 17 lands in this deck, I think. So we got to cut one of something. What that one is, I have absolutely no idea. All of our cards seem busted. Maybe Reprieve is not necessary. This deck seems like it should be able to get some broken hands. Maybe we just cut Reprieve. We have no defense. We're all offense, no defense. Island, mountain, forest. Forest is probably what we need the least. We definitely want an island. Maybe that's fine. Run it? Should we just run it? All right, let's run it. What's the worst that can happen? This is very interesting. Cut the Ren. Yeah, actually, maybe this Ren's bad. Maybe this Ren's bad because we only have one fetch land. Although we got a bunch of cycling lands. We do have a bunch of cycling lands. Cut up. No, we're not cutting Upheaval. Favorite basics. My all-time favorite basics are Mirage. The unhinged John Avon's are really good too. Mirage is my all-time though. Upheaval is bad. Really? Upheaval's not bad. Upheaval's busted. You know what? Let's just try it. We'd be replacing Ren with Reprieve, but I think this is fine. All right, let's give it a game. Let's give it a game. We just did Upheaval. I mean, we're not really an Upheaval deck, but Upheaval's a card in our deck. We're not like trying. Our goal isn't to Upheaval. Last game, Upheaval in opposition were our primary goal. This deck, we're trying to do cool artifact things. And since we have a bunch of fast mana in Tolarian Academy, we might as well play the Upheaval that we ended up with. What next is the opponent? So we're playing a draft right now, so we will see once we get an opponent. We don't know. Some other vintage cube deck though. Any new spoilers? What is your favorite lands, chat? Tempest Swamps are good. Maybe we need to do a basic land tier list. Maybe that would be a good podcast topic. I'm actually curious. Would you watch that? Would that be something that was actually interesting to non-me people? Maybe it's not interesting to anyone else. I'm kind of curious what the rest of the crew would say is their favorite basics. I actually don't know. Because Guru Lands are beautiful too. I love Guru Lands as well. I don't know why. Like when we play Commander Clash, I usually go for old border lands that I like. The rest of the crew, Krim just wants Scattershot, whatever, he doesn't care. Or he intentionally wants them to be mismatched so he control. Richard and Tomer, I think, mostly use something they think's thematic for the deck. So if we're playing like Lord of the Rings, they'll play Lord of the Rings land. If we're playing Ravnica themed decks, they'll play Ravnica lands. I'm going for old borders that I like every time. I don't care. Whatever. Lord of the Rings set? No. Old border, please. Mirage, please. But I am actually curious what the rest of the crew would say. I actually think white border is sneaky good. If we were doing a tier list of basic lands, white border would not be S tier for me, but they would be solid A tier lands. You know what? We'll keep some artifacts. I don't know what this hand does, but we got a planet here. The bowling ball. Couple talismans. Seems unbeatable to me. Let's start with our colors are going to be good. As far as headquarter go. Hopefully our opponent's not being too aggressive. You like the Nyx lands? I think the Nyx lands are pretty decent. Do you think there's too many borderless lands now? I've noticed, I think it was Vince, Pleasant Kenobi. Did I unlink the stream from the website? Oh, when I stream, I have to set it for a certain time. So we usually end streaming at 8 o'clock, which is 10 minutes ago. So I just set it to end at 8 o'clock and it shut off automatically. Well, Ren is not the worst draw. Let's get down this talisman past the turn. About it. So what does this do? Up to one target land you control becomes a 3/3 elemental. Remember when people were super hyped about this card being busted and then it was not busted? I remember. That was like a week ago. Ooh, that could be good eventually. Well, let's play Field of the Dead. Let's play... Yeah, you know what? Let's get out the card draw. Planeteer. Opponent. So I think our opponent's definitely going to mill. I think you always mill the first time, right? Oh, we even have the Blightsteel, so we can't even mill out. Let's see if we can get the Blightsteel on top. That would be so funny, because you know they're going to mill. Upheaval. Upheaval, Horizon Canopy. So our opponent's definitely milling, right? They're definitely milling. So Horizon Canopy, bottom. Upheaval, top. Opponent takes 6. Down to 14. Down to 14. Down to 14. Okay. Got him. Got him. Opponent. Yes. Okay, now show us the Blightsteel. Now show us the Blightsteel next turn. Show us the Blightsteel. Opponent passes. We draw a Mountain. Well, let's... 1, 2... play Talisman. And then play the Mountain. I kind of want to just wheel. Is just wheeling correct here? It's probably just correct, isn't it? Opponent has 7 cards in hand. They could... what if they Bowmaster? Then we just lose. Maybe that's too risky. How scared are we? Yeah, see, Upheaval. Pretty good, right? 6 damage. How scared are we of our opponent having Bowmaster? I mean, I guess we could just run out of Wrenn. That's also a legal option. I mean, I guess we can wait for next turn. Let's 1, 2, 3. Play Wrenn. Tick down. Take a... You know what? Maybe we take a Mindslaver. Let's take a Mindslaver. That seems fun. Wormcoil is probably better, but Mindslaver is funner. Into the Trio. Yo. Alright, let's see if our opponent dares Milligan or if we're in card draw mode. End of turn. Planeteer. Well, bottom, and also bottom. Actually, wait. Do we want the workshop? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Let's go bottom. We still can't Mindslaver next turn, so bottom. Opponent. Milzar, Tinker and a Grim Monolith drops to 9. And cycles a Triumph. Our opponent has done very little for being in a vintage cube here. About it. Mountain. And... Opponent took the Oath of Druids. Okay, we just gotta not play a creature, right? As long as we don't play a creature, we're good. Ooh, Escape. I like Escape. That's an extra land drop too. Okay, 1. Oh, and our land's tapped for any color? Oh, we're going off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Escape. Well, there's all of our lands. So play a... Let's see. Play a Sunbaked Canyon. Play a Taiga. Play a Crucible of Worlds. That was a pretty good Escape. Pass the turn. Actually, let's take up Wrenn, pass the turn. End of turn. Bottom. They're definitely got to let us start drawing now or they're just going to die. Oh, fast bond. We found the fast bond. We found the fast bond. Oh my goodness, we found the fast bond. Oh, we found the fast bond. We get to do the thing. We get to do the thing. We get to do the thing. Okay, vote it. I mean, hopefully our opponent doesn't ruin our day. Oh, come on now. Through the breach. Is it Emrakul? That Ulamog. Okay, that's okay. We can survive an Ulamog. We can actually survive an Ulamog hit here. Opponent gonna go attacking. So we only got to sack 4. We are taking a bunch of damage, which is obnoxious. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. We dropped to 9. I mean, we could still die. We could still die here. This loss of life is going to minimize how much we can do with fast bond, I think, unfortunately. We'd make a lot of zombies, but that's going to turn on the Oath, which might be bad. Talarian Academy. There was a time when that would have been very good. That time is not exactly now. So. Oh, how do we do this? Can we Mindslaver? We need to Mindslaver. So, okay, we play Fastbod. We play a forest. We start making zombies, which may or may not be good. We play the fetch land. Hopefully we have some fetchable lands left. We do. So take a tropical island. Make a zombie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Talarian Academy. Make a zombie. 8. Mountain. 9. Misty. 10. 1. Hopefully this works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mindslaver. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mindslaver you. And that should do it, right? This should do it? We did. Ah! Yes, we did it. Fast Fun, Crucible. Our super janky pile did a cool thing. Variant. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. This is like a Lance deck almost. Oh, we actually took the Eldrazi Annihilation to the face and still went off. All right, how do we stop from getting Eldrazi'd? Maybe we do want Reprieve. You know what? Let's go Reprieve. Go Reprieve. Go down. You know what? Let's go down the Ren. I am a little worried about just getting got by through the breach. Let's try it like that. Well, that was actually kind of sweet. Yeah, I was considering Armageddon. Hey, what's up, Mega Magic Art? How are you? Against odds, Upheaval, Super Friends, 3-piece combo of Upheaval, Renin 7, 3 Fairy. Oh God. Oh God. Do you see this hand, chat? Do you see this hand, chat? Do you see this hand? Do you see this hand? This is why you pick the channel high. You know our best draw is actually just another greed source. If we draw an untapped dream source this turn, we get to do it all this turn, don't we? Because of fast bond. Oh, that would be so funny. Field of the Dead. Well, okay, so Savannah and Fast Bond and Field of the Dead and Horizon Canopy. And yeah, just pass the turn. Pass the turn. Nothing to see here. Nothing to worry about it. The only problem is we don't have enough life to do everything. Opponent passing. Urza. So I mean, we just Blightsteel, right? It's gotta be. Channel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Blightsteel Colossus. And do we just call that good? You know what? Let's go to 4. Grim Monolith, and we'll call that good. All right, opponent. Kill us if you can, or beat the Blightsteel. Psycho Smurf, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you, Turn 2 Blightsteel. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. Turn 1 Blightsteel would have been better, but hey, welcome, Rymage. You came in at a good time. You came in at the turn 2 Blightsteel time, which is is one of the things you usually only see in Vintage Cube. Wanted to share my modern deck of the last 7-8 years. Mardu Control. It has struggled to find an identity without looting, but Lord of the Rings help consistently makes 200 better at my modern locals against meta decks. Ooh, let me take a look. Ooh, that's spicy. I like it. Psycho Smurf, Chainer, Skelemental. That's got some sweet cards in there. Yes, I mean, it's also got Ragavan or whatever, but that's fine. Here's where I've come. Try refreshing. Hopefully a refresh will fix it. Here's a conclusion I've come to about Modern. My conclusion is brewing in Modern in 2023 involves Modern Horizons cards. Maybe I'm defeated. Maybe I've given up. Maybe I'm not trying hard enough. But I've come to the conclusion that really, like, you can do really cool brewy things. It's kind of like, I gotta think of Modern like Legacy. When I play Legacy and I do something really funny and it works and it's cool and I like it and other people like it and maybe even win, I don't come away from it feeling like, oh, like, that doesn't really count, though, because I was playing Force of Will and I was playing Brainstorm. But in Modern, sometimes it feels like, it's kind of slow. It's got all of our finishers. You know, we can probably try this. We'll try it. I don't know if this is correct or not. We're going to mono red. But in Modern, it feels like, wow, Blightsteel is not exactly what we were hoping to draw there. You know what we want is, I guess, Green Source Channel. In Modern, sometimes it feels like, oh, like, if I'm not winning the right way, I feel like it devalues my accomplishment or whatever. And I think I just gotta get over that. I think I just gotta get over it and, like, accept that if you gotta play some, like, cool, you gotta play some Modern Horizons cards to do the cool thing, it doesn't make it any worse. It doesn't devalue the accomplishment. So all that to say, the deck looks really sweet. Yeah, Skelemental's opponent. We're the lands deck opponent. Oh, this is actually looking pretty bad. I mean, our opponent won the die roll, and we kept a really slow hand, and now they're Ragavaning with Magda and Strip Mind us. So yeah, this is going to be a disaster. Just a straight up disaster. Ledger Shredder. So opponent's attempting to build isn't Murktide, apparently. Well, alright, play a Talisman, pass the turn. So we don't have green mana now, which is kind of an issue. That means we can't even Omnath. Green is our most popular color, but boy, this hand is just not able to cast things. Opponent, treasuring off. Help. What? What is our opponent doing? Opponent. Big attack does some hell riding. Down to 8, and that Strip Mine. Well, Strip Mine Magda die roll winning. Combine those all together and they got us. Do we change anything? How likely are we to have double white for Skyclave? This deck is not fast, I'll give it that. I think we actually take out the Mindslaver here, bring in the Skyclave. Yeah, it seems like they're trying to be, is it tempo? All right. We're going to keep this. I mean, this hand has ways to do things. Drawing a green source here would be spectacular. Then we do the channel thing. Opponent, mountain and passes. Now play a mountain and talisman. Go. Well, next turn, worst case, we can channel a Golos, which isn't that good. Opponent talisman. We'd like to draw a real bomb. That would be better. Okay. Well, I take it back. Maybe we can't do that. Okay, we can. Oh, we can. Do we is the question. I mean, it's probably worth it. Is it worth it? Do we channel Golos, or do we wait for something better? Crazy thing, you lock your opponent out with Skelementals on your turn with Chainer, and still cast Bowmaster on your opponent's turn from Gravesense Chainers. Ooh, I didn't even realize that, Psycho Smurf. That's super cool. Johnny Vengeance a cool Planeswalker. Yeah, maybe we just do have to do it to get blue mana. It feels like such a depressing channel, but I mean, I guess you got to do it. It's like when you have to tutor up a land with a demonic tutor. Like, you don't want to do it. It doesn't feel good, but sometimes you just have to do it. Let's take a Spara's Headquarters. And yeah, we can't play anything else. Wow, that is one of the sadder channels. Opponent has a boy. So opponent has the Wasteland and the okay, and also a Deceiver Exarch to tap our. Wow, this is actually going super bad. Opponents had all the right cards. Opponent gets in. What do you got? A Flame Slash? Like, I'm so confused. Opponent attacks. Plays a mountain. Chandra. Okay. Wow, what a hilarious nightmare. We'll play the Wren. We'll get back the Spara's Headquarters. We'll play the Spara's Headquarters, but I think it's too late to matter. I think our opponent got it. Opponent takes up Chandra. Opposition. Can't even cast it. I do like opposition. I don't know if our opponent's deck looks like that much of an opposition deck, but opponent, it's us. Yeah, how do we possibly get back from this position? Well, all right. A land for blue mana is something. Misty Kraket. Island. And, oh, we might be too far behind. Urza. I got a counter. They feel like the kind of deck that's going to have random counters. All right, Urza resolves. Wren, get back the Misty, but we're down to 9, and they're obviously a twin deck, because you're not playing Deceiver Exarch unless you're playing a twin deck. Venser. To bounce the Construct. Opponent untaps. Ancient Tomb takes up Chandra. Okay, Mountain down to 7. And Shield Breaker. Opponent. Passing. Oh, we draw Blightsteel, which is not good. Well, okay, Misty Kraken. I don't think we can get a... what can we do here? We can't get anything that's great. We can deal with the Chandra, maybe. That's pretty short term, but I guess that's That's probably the best bet. So we can get Savannah, play Skyclave, get rid of the Chandra, take up the red on the fetch land. We're fighting Klein after the slow start past the turn. Our tinker targets are all in hand, which is not good. Yeah, we don't have an artifact to tinker. Islet. Sags it. Yeah, tinker, you gotta have an artifact to sag for it to do anything. Lots of runaway Steamkins today. Lots of opponents like the Steamkin, apparently. Opponent goes to combat. Opponent. Attacks. Wait, are they both attacking the rent? Oh. Actually, sure. Like, I don't think we actually care if they're not hitting our face. You can hit the Ren. Down to 3. Opponent passes. Taiga. Is our only option spinning Urza? That feels so bad. So I guess Ren. Snipe the Steamkin. One, two, three, four, five. Urza, spin it to win it. Play the land. Pass the turn. Ooh. Spin it to win. That was not really a win. It was a spin. I mean, I guess we got a land out of the way. Opponent combat. Attacking the Ren. Well, we will block and block. Actually, we'll just block there. So Ren down. We've hit our lands, though. Ren and Realmbreaker. The Sunring Titan seems like it'll hurt. So Sunring Titan, we blow up mostly our lands, right? We blow up 2 of our opponents and many of ours. Well, okay. Let's Ren and Realmbreaker. Take it down. Get a Field of the Dead. Play the Field of the Dead. Start making zombies. And get in with the Skyclave. I guess we're the aggro now. Hit you to 70. No twin. Please, no twin. Opponent, land. Andrew something. Pia and Karen. That's pretty bad. That's actually lethal over the course of 2 turns. So we have to top deck here. We do have a... we probably should have flashed back the Faithless Looting. Triome. So this will burn us out. Sundering Titan doesn't save us. We can't Mindslaver. How do we not die to Pia? That's the question. Yeah, I think we should have looted last turn. That's on me. I think we need to hit Omnath maybe to gain some life. Well, let's looting. We need to find something, because this just does... It sacks the 2 Thopters and the Talisman, and then we die. So we need to find something to not die here. Yeah, I guess Upheaval would bounce everything. Well, that is Omnath. Okay. That is what we were looking for, one of the things. Discard. Blue, red, white, green, Omnath, draw a card, Misty Rainforest, make a zombie gained 4. Oh, that might actually let us win. That might actually let us win. So we go up to 10. And then we tick up red. Make that a 3/3. Pass the turn. Okay, we got a shot because of this fetch land. This fetch land does give us a shot. All right. That means we don't just die to Pia. We can still die to a twin. Yeah, we're leaving up the fetch to gain 4 on our opponent's turn. All right, they're going to shoot this Skyclave. Yup. Well, let's crack the Misty. Oh! No! Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. All of our fetchable lands are in hand? Oh, no! What are the chances? Oh, now, do we die now? That was not good. Opponent goes on the big attack. Block and block. Wow. Down to 7. Yeah, I would have played that very differently if I had realized that we didn't have a fetchable land. Fiery Confluence. Wow. And we die because of that. We die because of that fetch land. Wow, that is so unfortunate. Oh, the odds of that are so low. Yeah. That is brutal. What brutal running. We were like actually stabilizing there too, but it just, in the end, it didn't end up mattering because no lands. Our deck has like so many fetchable lands too. So many. Oh. Well, all right, we'll play out. I didn't think we were going to play any. I don't think we're going to play any games with this deck, but at this point, I guess we finish it out because the deck's cool, so we might as well finish it out. Yeah, I think if we actually had a land in our deck, I think we win there. Like, they probably would have had to kill Omnath by sacking their 2 Thopters. So I think they couldn't kill Omnath with the Fiery Confluence, right? So I'm pretty sure, like, as long as we had a land in our deck, we'd be good. We did get a turn 2 Blightsteel in Mindslaver, that's true. Games are fast, but only if you have an opponent. His deck is pretty cool. The synergies are neat. That was a very... we do so many expensive things. Blightsteel is one of those cards that we... losing the die roll. Blightsteel is one of those cards that we don't really want to draw. We kind of want it in our deck for tinkering purposes, but... all right, one last shot for land synergies. Yeah, it is a really cool deck. So what is the closest deck to something like this in a 60-card format? Cool. Well, I mean, I think we're going to... are we going to keep this? This is one of those hands that... with one more green source... oh, we got to keep this. How do you pass up the channel draw? Like, we draw a green source, we just win. I mean, assuming our opponent doesn't have a counter of some kind, but... green source? Escampe. Well, okay. Let's play a Talisman past the turn. Life Observer! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Thank ya. Workshop's pretty busted if you got artifacts. Can let us get down a pretty quick Mindslaver. And then we have multiple ways to let it tap for actual mana, which is sweet. Normally that's the downside, is it's really good if you got artifacts, but then it just does nothing otherwise. But thanks to Urborg and Ren, we can actually still kind of make it functional. Although next turn we might be doing nothing. Oh, there's a green source. Should we have played the Stomping Grounds? Well, Stomping Grounds tapped. Pass the turn. I wonder if we should have played it. Should we have played it in hopes of drawing the forest so we could channel? I found Bear, thankfully. He went on quite the adventure. And was gone for like an hour or more. But eventually I find him. He's good. He's laying next to me sleeping. He is a he's a stubborn free-spirited dog. He's very lovable, very gentle, like the perfect dog, but you can see it. Sometimes I'll take him out for a walk, and you can tell. We'll be walking, he'll be checking stuff out, because we live out in the middle of nowhere, so he can run and play whatever. Like, I don't usually put him on a leash, because, like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? So every once in a while, though, like, usually, okay, we're taking a walk, I'll call me out, Bear, come on, he'll come back. Every once in a while, I'll be like, hey, Bear, and call him, and you can see, like, the light bulb goes off on his brain, and rather than coming back like he's supposed to, his fat little butt starts going faster, and then oh no, he's gonna do it. And then once his brain gets to that point, there's no anything. It's just like, it's like he doesn't even hear me, and he just, boom, he's off doing whatever Bear does. The good thing is usually it lasts for like a few seconds, and then I reel him back in, like, 15 seconds. This time he was like off into the woods, no idea where he was, couldn't hear him, couldn't find him, trudging through the woods trying to figure out where he went. And then eventually an hour later, he kind of just like meanders back to where he went into the woods, like nothing happened, just like, no, yeah, what are you yelling about? Tarmogoyf blows. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Thank you. Should we be playing around counters, or should we just be trying to win? So one option is we just play Mindslaver off of Workshop. Another option is we try to channel, and if it resolves, we should win the game. Dogs are great. They are also sometimes a handful. You know what? Let's bait the counter out. I think. Mindslaver. Wow, okay. Or maybe our opponent doesn't have a counter. Or maybe they don't care. Maybe they like being Mindslavered. Our opponent's the rare, or maybe they have Terror Sunder. I was gonna say our opponent's the rare Magic player who doesn't care about getting Mindslavered. Well, I mean, that kind of worked out, because this would also be one of the few cards that would just hard snipe our Blightsteel, so I guess that worked out for the best anyway. About it. Vraska. Alright, well, we are going to try to make you die. So, opponent, tap down. We draw Jetmir's Gardens. We will play a channel. Using channel mana, we will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ugin the Spirit Dragon. And snipe your Vraska. And then 1, 2, 3. Watch him have a bolt. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, you don't do this and not go all the way. 9. How about a Blightsteel? We did do this in the greedy way. We could have only played one of these things, but how do you pass up the opportunity to play Ugin and Blightsteel in the same turn? If our opponent untaps and bolts us, we will accept it. We will accept the L. Hey, what's up, man? It's Gru. How are you? About it. No bolt? No bolt, please. Just accept. Just accept the Colossusing, the Colossying. About it. I do regret not taking that. Yeah, channels are ridiculous. This is what I know I've been complaining a little bit about. Also really good Rebecca Gay art. I know I've been complaining a little about the historic bannings, like Spreading Seas, WotC, come on now, land tax. Channel is a card that was very rightly banned, pre-banned. that one needed to be pre-banned, and oh god. Okay, well I guess that is fair. I guess that is fair. Opponent also has a channel. That's the one weird thing about doing cube leagues is, so in a traditional cube, one card will only exist once. So you'll never run into someone else playing the same card. In cube leagues, that's not necessarily the case. Opponent. Okay. What is our opponent doing? Okay, so our opponent channeled into Duretti, looted away a High Tide, and a Finale of Devastation, and then scooped. They probably were looking for the Bolt. Okay. I have no idea what our opponent's doing over there. We're going to take out the Ren. I think this is Armageddon's time. If there was ever a time for Armageddon, I think this is it. I think this is the one. This is the one for Armageddon. I could see an argument for Reprieve too. But I mean, their deck is a very odd looking High Tide deck. Normally when I think of High Tide, I think of like mono blue or close to mono blue, but our opponent was like full on 5 colors. So I feel like they must be trying to storm, right? That's the only thing that kind of makes sense. Is there a storm deck of some kind? Yeah, the opponent has a spicy brew. A spicy brew. You know what? Let's go down the Worm Coil. If our opponent's a combo deck, Worm Coil's not very good. All right, opponent. Let's do... Ooh, we got the Armageddon. Okay. And our mana's decent. All right, we'll keep this. I mean, if you're trying to High Tide, Armageddon seems like a clean answer. Although we would really like to find the Crucible first. They have an effect that turn Urborg into all islands. I don't believe there's any effect. Is there an effect like that in Magic? So there's not an effect like that in Cube. Breeding Pool tapped. Oh, Mega Magikarp. I'll get back to you. I saw your message, dude. This is a tough time for for doing deck stuff, just with super busy with spoilers and all that stuff going on. But definitely at some point wanna go over your deck with you. Ooh, Stormtide. Yeah, Stormtide works. Are there any of those like color changing cards that would actually work? Any of the, like, change a text on, like, those style of cards? Are we Faithless Looting here? Probably not. Yeah, let's just... Actually, maybe. We can discard... Like, Ren doesn't seem that necessary. Okay, let's do it. Let's Looting. Faithless Looting. See what we find. Discard the... Ren and discard the, I guess, the Academy for now, actually. Yeah, let's go Ren Academy. Spar's Headquarters, go. Don't combo us off yet about it. Oh, I got you, Magikarp. Yeah. I see what you were saying. That actually might have been a decent time for... Ooh, Tinker. All right, so let's play the land. Let's run out Plantier. Pass the turn. Ugh, so they're definitely milling. So, all right, put on top. There's no way they're not milling here. You always mill the first one, every time, right? Okay, no, we just get to draw. Well, that's also fine. Okay, so we have the Crucible on top. Oh, we're close. We are close. Opponent finds a land. And... So if we Armageddon, we ruin our opponent's day. Do we ever rebuild? Demonic Tutor, oh god. Oh, do we just fire off the Armageddon and trust that we'll get down the Crucible to rebuild at some point? About it. Like, do you think we die this turn? That's the question. So we draw the Crucible. You think just fire it off and then trust that we're going to Planteer into more lands? I can buy that. And I mean, we have the Crucible in hand. Yeah, all right. We are technically losing more lands than our opponent, but all right, Armageddon, any order. I don't know if this works out or not. We'll see. Well, I mean, top and top. We draw an Urborg. About it. Untaps. They tutored up a land. Passes. Well, we will play a Triome. Pass the turn. Top and top. Opponent's just always going to let us draw. They're always going to let us draw. Opponent passes. Well, let's Stomping Grounds, untapped. Run out a Talisman. Pass the turn. Bottom and bottom. We draw an Tropical Island. I think the Armageddon's going to do it. I think it's going to do it. Opponent passes. Now we can try to tinker, too, if we want to. Opponent's discarding the hand size. This is actually pretty good. 1, 2, 3. Crucible of Worlds. Replay Tolarian Academy. Tinker the Mana Rock. Get a Blightsteel. Pass the turn. Bottom and top. About it. Let's us draw Sundering Titan. All right, opponent, win the game or stop the Blightsteel. Those are your two choices. Armageddon win? Armageddon win? And we got there. Okay. That deck was sweet. Our first deck was fun. This deck, though, this is one of my favorite cube decks in a minute. Like, really, really cool synergies. We got to do cool fast spawn things. We got to see Armageddons. We got to see graveyard land shenanigans. So that was a good one. I will say that is a really fun cube deck. So anyway, everyone, kind of a weird stream today. A long stream, but we got off to a late start. But I think that brings us to the end of our cube stream for tonight. So 2 cube drafts, 2-in-1 in each of them, the classic cube 2-in-1. So reminders on the way out the door. Replay YouTube, that's where you can find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube, of course. Spoilers, tons of other stuff, lots of stuff going on the YouTube. So keep an eye out for that. And one more reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. And if you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/MTGGoldfish. And most importantly, thank you to all of you. Y'all are amazing and awesome and spectacular. Thanks for all the kind words for Bear and just hanging out and being awesome. So I love y'all, everyone. Have an amazing night, a great day, and I will talk to you soon. So until then, have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Tuesday. So goodbye, everyone. Love you.